He swung on and hit the air to right field deep. And you can't forget about this one. Blaze Salter hits number 5, and the Newport Gulls retake the lead.
This is the Newport Gulls pregame show, live from Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island.
Gone! A grand slam! Drew Lundbauer, right tower power, and the Gulls walk off in the 15th inning!
Coming up, interviews, stats, standings, lineups, and a whole lot more.
Tomas steps on the bag for one out, throws to first, and he's in time, a double play.
Pitch, breaking ball lifted deep to center field, and it is gone! A two-run shot for Cody Hosey.
A high drive, left field deep. Bolzano going back, looking up. This ball is a two-run homer. P.J. Jones hits it out.
Stay tuned. The pregame show begins now on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Now, in his third season covering Newport Gulls baseball, here is play-by-play broadcaster Zach Ledson.
It's 7 games in 6 days this week for Newport, and it starts tonight. Hi, everybody. Zach Ledson getting you set for the Gulls and the Navigators here tonight at Cardines Field to begin the penultimate week of the regular season. 35-1. That's what Newport has outscored opponents in the last 2 games. A 16-1 win over Danbury Friday, a 19-0 win over Valley on Saturday. Gulls going for an 11th straight win here at Cardines Field tonight at a rainy Cardines at 6:35. But first, the Gulls pregame show starts right now. It is in the booth version of the Broadcasters Roundtable. Glad you can be with us on a rainy Monday from Cardines Field. We are still expecting to play baseball between Newport and North Shore. Zach Ledson joined alongside the voice of the North Shore Navigators, Dugan Lloyd, and the field reporter for the Newport Gulls, Caden Sharpens here. These teams, we were talking about it, will see each other 7 times. Newport only sees one other team 7 times this season, and that's the Mystic Schooners. And Dugan, the first 5 matchups have all been kind of knockout, drag-out, pretty close games. Newport is 3-2 in those games, and most recently last Monday, a 3-1 win here at Cardines Field.
And the story hasn't only just been close, but it's been all pitching. If you look at the ERAs as well as the batting averages, the Gulls' batting average is a lot lower versus the Navigators than it is on the season, and they've been winning those games at the same time. So it's just been timely and clutch hitting from their standpoint. They did drop 2 at Frazier Field, but other than that, they've been very good in the clutch moments, and they've got another great pitcher they're going to be facing today in Jake Gigliotti, a guy who, in all honesty, did not have his best stuff last time out. Did go pretty deep into that game, 5-6 innings, but gave up 4 earned runs, 6 total runs. A guy who elected to the All-Star game, voted in, so he has all the stuff there out of Northeastern. It's just, can he get back on track today? And that's what we'll be watching. Yeah, pitching, like you said, that's kind of been the center point. Newport hasn't done its best offensively against the Navigators, but pitching across those 5 games for Newport, a 1.69 ERA. Like you said, they're going to be facing a guy in Jake Gigliotti who won a Pitcher of the Week award in Week 1. For the Vineyard, these 2 teams, Newport and North Shore, played in a doubleheader, and the Navigators are most recently coming off a doubleheader yesterday in a couple close games, both losses to the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. Yeah, after picking up a win to Valley, they go on the road and come right back. Didn't even get to play at Danbury. And then the doubleheader with the Sharks, especially in the Coastal, it impacted the Gulls a lot too. 2 games back for the Sharks. 2 close games on paper, losing by a combined 3 runs in Game 1 to Game 2. Just did not get the offense going. That's been the story all season. So it's not a new issue for the Navigators. It's something they've been working all year and just has not been adding up of recent.
Well, Caden, we talked plenty about the pitching between these 2 teams, how it's kind of been the center point, but let's talk about the offense, because Newport's offense has been doing some pretty ridiculous stuff if you've been keeping up with the last 2 games. A 16-1 win over Danbury on Friday. How do you top that? Win 19-0 the next day against the Valley Blue Sox. Seemingly everything's going Newport's way at the plate.
I mean, exactly. I mean, you hit it on the head. I mean, this Newport offense is on a different planet right now. They are just playing unbelievable baseball at a time that, you need to play good baseball. The July in summer baseball is super important. You got to extend that lead in division, and they're doing their part while their teams around them may be winning games. Newport's doing all they can do, and the offense is is unbelievable. We talk about the power every time, but everything has come together on the offense from top of the order to the bottom of the order in these last 2 games. It's just been miraculous to watch, especially at Cardines against the Westerners, leaving the bases loaded 2 innings in a row and then actually breaking that seal in the 3rd. I mean, it was unbelievable to watch this Newport offense, and hopefully they can continue that. But yeah, it's going to be a tough game. Obviously, the Navigators have some really good pitchers, and obviously tonight's starting pitcher is one of them. So you're going to be challenged, but this offense is on a roll.
It's a 3-1 win for Newport over North Shore last Monday, a 7-6 walk-off win on the 4th of July. That was the matchup before that. But as we look behind, now we look ahead for Newport. Touched on it a bit in the open, but this is the start of a packed week for Newport. There are no off days for the Gulls until the All-Star game on Sunday. That is 7 games in 6 days and a lot of in-division matchups as Newport has a game-and-a-half lead on Mystic and is looking to catch the Bristol Blues for a top 2 NECBL seat.
Yeah, I think their only non-division game is against the Mountaineers on Saturday. So, I mean, it's just a packed schedule. You have a lot of games. You have a doubleheader on Wednesday against the Sharks. It wouldn't have been a doubleheader except for the rescheduled game that I think was on June 27th. So you're playing a lot of baseball. A lot could change in the division, and this is a week that you're playing divisional opponents almost every single game here at Cardines Field in front of your home crowd. So you're getting that momentum, that advantage. But I mean, anything could change. The baseball is crazy, and things can change in a snap. So they got to keep their head down. They got to stay locked in. But right now, Newport is locked in. But you got to keep that momentum going.
It's the home stretch of the season, matchup number 6 between North Shore and Newport. Still planning to get this one in with a 6:35 start. We'll have updates if that's changed. The tarp is on the field here at Cardines Field with some light passing rain, and we'll have updates for you as we go. Still on tap for matchup number 6 between the 22-11 Newport Gulls and the 8-25 North Shore Navigators, and we'll join you once again from the booth in a little bit. The rain has washed away, and we are set for baseball, roughly 10 minutes away from first pitch. We appreciate your patience here on the NECBL Network, and so glad that you can be with us on the second to last Monday of the season. It is the last Monday the Gulls will be playing, but the second to last Monday throughout the NECBL. Zach Letson, joined by the voice of the North Shore Navigators, Dugan Lloyd, and the field reporter for the Newport Gulls, Caden Charpentier. And we touched a little bit about it in the Broadcasters Roundtable, but matchup number 6, these two teams will see each other 7 times this season, Dugan. And we were looking matchup to matchup. Every single game throughout this series, regardless of final score, has been within 3 runs come the last 2 innings of the game. So if that's a sign of anything to come, and with 2 pitchers that have been pitching pretty well this season, it should be another good one.
Yeah, again, the secret has just been these teams know each other really well. The similar lineups every single outing does add up. You do start to pick up on those tendencies throughout the year. I think one interesting wrench that might be thrown in today is these teams really didn't take much infield. They really didn't get to throw much for the game, batting practice. So everyone's coming in a little cold with a bit of weather delay here. It's just going to be who can settle in first and who's going to be more clean in the field is, I guess, early in this game what I'm looking out for.
It's been a rainy day. It hasn't been the best day overall in terms of been cloudy for the most part. But, Caden, this is still, regardless, a place that Newport's really enjoyed playing. 10 wins in a row and 2 in a row against the Navigators.
Yeah, I mean, Cardines Field has been a place where a lot of bats, a lot of hitters they come alive. It's a lefty-friendly ballpark, so, Colton Ledbetter, Noel Martinez got back on track. He knew it was coming in terms of his home run, given the ballpark here. But, I mean, this is where they want to be. Home field is exactly what the Gulls want, and that's where they're going. The Bristol Blues play tonight, the only other game in the NECBL tonight, against the Valley Blue Sox. So hopefully the Gulls can pull a game back if they win tonight and the Blues lose. So they're trying to do that, but at the same time, home field is massive for them, especially in the playoffs. But with all these games at home, and towards the end of the season, it's huge for this team, especially drawing some of the biggest crowds in the league.
Well, 6 games were on tap for tonight. 4 of them have already been postponed. That's the kind of weather day than it's like in the NECBL. As Caden mentioned, it is Valley and Bristol, the lone other game that is still scheduled to happen. That one taking place over at Muzzy Field, and all Newport will be keeping an eye on that, trying to catch Bristol for a top 2 seed. 2.5 games behind. Bristol a 25-9 record, Newport a 22-11 record, but can't get too caught up in that because of the division standings and what's been a real excellent 3-horse race throughout the season between Newport, Martha's Vineyard, and Mystic in a race for first.
Yeah, we keep talking about how Newport, you feel like is going to extend that lead at some point. They're going to get that lead up to maybe, 4.5, 5 games. But, the Sharks have fought back, won 6 in a row. The Schooners have never gone away. The Schooners are always right there. They're in the mix of things every single day now. I mean, they lost in a doubleheader against the Mainers. They rebounded, and nobody's out of it. This division is so deep, and you have the Navigators are still a good ball club despite them being in last. They've gave Newport fits all year, so you never really know. This is a really good division. It's pretty deep, and Newport's got to play every single team in that division, going forward the rest of the year.
Yeah, Newport was swept in a doubleheader over at Fraser Field, Dugan, and kind of what Caden alluded to. While it's an 8-25 record, 14 back in the division, it's a much better team than I think that record would indicate in terms of the kind of team that you get from a night-to-night basis and the fact that Newport just hasn't coasted to victory in any of the games in the season series.
Yeah, a team with a lot of close losses on the season, and especially those low-scoring affairs like we have seen in this matchup between the Gulls and the Navs. They have great starting pitching, one of those guys being Jake Gigliotti, who we will see on the mound, a voted all-star, and haven't seen him pitch in a while. Was supposed to go the other day, got bumped back to Newport. Now we will get a chance to see him, but other than that one performance, only 2 runs allowed coming into his 4-run affair last time out. We'll see if he can bounce back here, headed into what should be his last start before the break comes up. We'll see what he's got, but for the Navigators, they got to get on him early. They've been falling behind in games and not able to dig themselves out of the hole. We will see if they can do that in this one, as they are 7-6 if they can jump ahead, but it's a big if in the current state.
Yeah, that's kind of been the theme, has been pitching, and offensively, Newport hasn't looked its best against North Shore this season, just a 204 team average in the 5 games. Most recently, that was a 3-1 win for Newport on July 11th, then a walk-off 7-6 win the Monday before that. This is the 3rd straight Monday that we've seen the Navigators come to town.
Yeah, and as we know, there is one more meeting in the future. It won't be a Monday. It's a little off. Feels like Monday Night Football almost, but always fun coming down to Newport. Great place for baseball, and even with some rain, it should be a pretty good attendance as we see people file in both down the right and left field line. Always an anticipated matchup, especially in this Coastal Division. Right now, the Navigators find themselves a little further back, but anytime there is a matchup like this, there's big implications, not only for the Gulls, but for the Sharks who they played yesterday, for the Waves, for the Schooners. Everyone is affected by what happens. Gulls hurt a little bit by the 2 wins the Sharks picked up at Fraser Field yesterday.
That was a doubleheader sweep for Martha's Vineyard, and those 2 teams, Vineyard and Mystic, were supposed to play tonight. That game will not be happening from Dodd Stadium, and Newport will be making the trip there tomorrow, an early 12 p.m. start over at Dodd. Coaches exchanging lineup cards, and we'll do the same in terms of giving you the lineup. After a short break, teams are finishing warm-ups. We will have starting lineups, starting pitching matchups. On the other side, matchup number 6 between North Shore and Newport awaits.
For the first time in league history, the 2022 New England League All-Star Game is headed to Martha's Vineyard, home of the Sharks. On Sunday, July 24th, join the NECBL's best as they ferry over to the island and enter the Shark Tank in front of scouts from every MLB organization. Visit asg22.necbl.com for more information. And don't forget to make your ferry reservation at steamshipauthority.com. Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League. The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final Four, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final Four, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information. Zephyr is the official on-field cap of the NECBL. Also known as the Z-Hats, Zephyr is the authentic college hat with a loyal following of those who only wear the Z. Zephyr makes hats for over 800 colleges and channels that same energy and creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere. Make sure you pick up your Newport Gulls official on-field cap today.
The law firm of Halloran Sage is proud to partner with the Newport Gulls for a season-long and, dare I say, epic battle for the Halloran Sage Cup. The Newport Gulls, the Mystic Schooners, the Bristol Blues, the Danbury Westerners, and the Valley Blue Sox are all in contention for the title. Halloran Sage is proud to support the NECBL teams and the Aquidneck Island community. We wish the players a successful, competitive, healthy, enjoyable season. And to the fans, enjoy the game. Play ball.
Back here at Cardinals Field, getting set for first pitch. But before that, we have our ceremonial first pitch here on Newport Hospital night. We will send it down to the field for our pregame ceremonies and our national anthem before first pitch.
Renner, why don't you shove it, huh? Why don't you shove it, Renner? Blow some cheese, right? Give me some cheese at the top of the dome, all right? All right? Let's score!
Well, you heard from the Gulls pregame huddle. They are ready to go in the fields. Will not be a national anthem here at Cardines Field. Getting ready for first pitch between Newport and North Shore as the Navs look to even up this season series at 3 games apiece. Dugan, how will Bob Macaluso's team look 1 through 9 as they try to do so?
Well, good news for the Navs. They are getting Jonathan Luters back after a couple days of rest for the shortstop. He is the fan vote, actually, for the Navigators for the All-Star game. Jake Gustin stays in the 2 spot. Blasek moved up to the 3 hole. Connor Birch will be backing him up in the cleanup spot for Jack Penny at third base. Takes over. Justin Casella back in center field. A little over a week he's been back and looking pretty healthy. Ty Dooley, Charlie Taylor, and Brady O'Brien will then round out that lineup. Charlie Taylor batting .300 this past week, leading the Navigators as far as guys who have a lot of at-bats in that span, and we'll be seeing him behind the plate as well.
Nav scored just 1 run, but had 6 the game before that, and has been 2 fantastic games here at Cardines Field. Entertaining games as this season series has promised. A white jersey on a white jersey matchup here tonight. I think it's the first time we can say that at Cardines Field this season. Gulls in their home whites, and you get a look at the Newport starting pitcher. It is Chase Renner out of Penn State University. He makes his 6th appearance, but his very first start this summer with Newport. An 8.18 ERA, 11 innings pitched, but he's coming off of 2 shutout performances, 2 1/3 against the very same North Shore Navigators. That was a week ago, where he allowed just 1 hit, struck out 5, and walked 2. Picking up the win, the decision in that 3-1 win for Newport. He also pitched 2 shutout innings against the Danbury Westerners in Newport's first shutout victory. That came in 8 innings against the Westies at Rogers Park. Renner on the mound. The defense behind him is Ben Rounds in left, Colton Freeman in center field, Colton Freeman in right field. Slade Alford plays third. Josh Grauer plays shortstop. Luke Beckstein at second base. First pitch in for a strike to Luters. It is Noah Martinez at first and Jack Scanlon that does the catching.
Luters likes to have a very patient eye, especially in that first at-bat. Does not like to help out the pitcher. Looks to leave it outside and swing if it's good.
That's rocked back into center, running over his Ledbetter with enough room to make the catch for the first out of the night.
Strong contact coming back, but right at Ledbetter. Ledbetter, one of the best bats and gloves in this league in the outfield.
It's a loud out number 1. And now a former Newport Gull steps in from the 2019 Gulls squad. And it's the designated hitter, Jake Gustin. Hits it foul. Was on that 2019 team, and he plays his college ball right here in Rhode Island at Bryant University.
Cardines Field also caters to his playing style. Likes to pull the ball and has a lot of power when he does so. Bit shorter out to right, 318 compared to 370 or 357 to left.
I came in off the bench in that extra innings game here at Cardines Field, and in the extra frames had a massive hit off the bench for Bob Macaluso's team. North Shore came very close to coming away with a win. A 6-5 lead in the 10th, but Newport rallied and ended up walking it off in the 11th inning. Now 1-2 to Gustin.
I can't help but think, Holbrook went with Renner today just because of his outings. He has 2 outings against the Navigators so far this season. His only 2 decisions of the season, both wins against the Navigators. Maybe he thinks Renner has, the ability to play well against this team. I mean, obviously, the tendencies after playing them twice could be an advantage for North Shore, but obviously Renner has something working against this squad.
First decision was in the first matchup between these two at Fraser Fields. That breaking ball is fouled back. And then his second one was the most recent game between these two at Cardines Fields. And they were both good. When you look at both outings combined, you're talking about just 1 earned run, 6 hits, 8 strikeouts over 4 1/3. Foul tipped into the mid for strike 3. Punch out number 1 for Chase Renner on the night. And there's 2 up and 2 down.
That was a good at-bat from Gustin, just a better pitch from Renner. Stayed alive with a couple foul balls into the netting. Renner getting another foul ball, this one right into the mitt. Jack Scanlon.
Looking to go 1-2-3 to start the ball game. Here's Nathan Blasik, the left fielder. Cut on and missed way out ahead on the off speed. And Renner's got a good arsenal. Fastball, curveball, changeup mix. That gets the inner part. Fastball will sit around 89 miles per hour. Curveball is his second most used pitch. And that'll dip down 72 miles an hour, kind of where that sits. Changeup around 77. Buckled him on the off speed that time. It's quickly 1-2.
Yeah, who knows how long Renner's going to go, given his longest outing was 2 2/3. But, I mean, he's starting off significantly well, giving Holbrook a lot of confidence in him.
90-mile-per-hour fastball misses outside, and that's kind of what the Gulls did last time North Shore was here. It was a by-committee victory. Cole Stasio got the start. Only went 3 innings for the Gulls. That's flown out foul, so I'll do the 2-2 again, and Gulls ended up using 4 relievers, only allowed 1 run, and I just found a way to put another strong pitching performance together. Beautiful breaking ball. The inning is over. What a nasty curveball from Chase Renner, 73 on the gun. 1-2-3. The Navs go in the top half of the first. Gulls look to get the scoring started when we come back.
For the first time in league history, the 2022 New England League All-Star Game is headed to Martha's Vineyard, home of the Sharks. On Sunday, July 24th, join the NECBL's best as they ferry over to the island and enter the Shark Tank in front of scouts from every MLB organization. Visit asg22.necbl.com for more information. And don't forget to make your ferry reservation at steamshipauthority.com. Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule.
Fans starting to file in on a rainy night, but the rain has subsided here at Cardines Field. No score, and we go to the bottom half of the first inning. Newport gets its first at-bats of the night. So let's give you the Newport starting lineup as the Gulls go for an 11th straight home win. Trent Farquhar, you see it on your screen. He leads off for Newport. He's had back-to-back games off, but has been otherwise an everyday guy for Newport. He does the designated hitting. Behind him, it is Josh Kuroda-Grauer, who hits second for Newport. Colton Ledbetter will hit third and play in center field. Slade Alford, who was just recognized as a Week 6 NECBL Honor Roll recipient, he hits cleanup. Noah Martinez hits fifth and plays first. Colton Freeman hits sixth and plays in right field. Jack Scanlon hits seventh and does the catching. Luke Beckstein hits eighth and plays second. And Ben rounds out the order, playing in left and hitting ninth. First pitch from Jake Gigliotti in there for a strike. Talked about NECBL awards. Jake Gigliotti, a Week 1 NECBL Pitcher of the Week.
Deservedly so, as we look at his season through just 5 starts. Only 6 earned runs over that span, a 1.75 ERA. Does a really good job of mixing up pitches and has some filthy breaking balls, which you will see throughout this game. 34 strikeouts to just 12 walks.
Northeastern right-hander in his second season in the NECBL after pitching last year with the Upper Valley Nighthawks. 89-mile-per-hour fastball misses to Farquhar. It's 2-2. A fastball, slider, changeup mix. That's what you can expect with Gigliotti. That's rocked back into center. Deep out there and making a jumping catch, Justin Casella. In his first game against the Newport Gulls in this season series. And that's an impressive play for a guy that was nursing a hip flexor injury. We talked about it before the game, rehabbing in New Jersey. And now he's back, and he made a big play there in deep center field with a little jump to make the catch.
Yeah, Casella can cover a lot of ground in center field. There's a reason that he is such a defensive force out there. A guy who we've seen back on the roster for a little over a week, but starting to see the bat come around. Had a double off the wall, almost clearing the fence yesterday at Frazier.
Kuroda Grauer up for Newport and flies it right near the scoreboard. So it is Casella in center field, left to right across the outfield for North Shore. Nathan Blasik in left. Brady O'Brien in right, left to right across the infield. Jack Penny at third. Jonathan Luters at shortstop. Ty Dooley at second. Connor Birch at first. And Charlie Taylor is the battery mate for the Northeastern man, Gigliotti. That breaking ball is smacked over to shortstop on one hop to Luters. And the NECBL fan vote candidate for North Shore able to throw it over to first for out number 2.
And if you remember back to that game that went to extras, Luters made an amazing play going away from first in the 5-6 hole, backhanding and then flipping across just in time to extend the game. That winning run would have crossed, but the clutch glove that some guys in that bullpen say no one but Luters could have made that play. He just has a sense for the moment and is always locked in.
What a wild game that was. A half inning away from being the first tie of the NECBL season. Colton Ledbetter up for Newport. Big cut of a miss. It's quickly 0-2 to the NECBL Player of the Week in Week 5. But in that game, Newport walked it off on the first pitch of the bottom of the 11th. Had a couple catcher's interference calls between the 9th and 11th. Just an unreal night here at Cardines. It's the only time Newport has played into an 11th inning all summer. Colton Ledbetter had a home run in that game. It was one of the 10 that he has on the season. Tied for the league lead in that category with Ryan Ignafo of the Upper Valley Nighthawks.
When you think about who the most feared bat in the league is, those two names come to mind pretty fast. Ledbetter seemingly a top 3 bat in almost every category you look at in the NECBL.
2-2 is down low. Now a full count to the Mississippi State man. A .367 average, 10 home runs, 37 RBIs. All leads for Newport this summer. Smacks that foul and to the payoff pitch again.
Yeah, I think he would want that one back, his grimace, and feel like that was a ball. But, I mean, we talk about his power. He was down 0-2, and he gets 3 balls in a row. He has a really great eye. He walks a whole lot, and, you know, he gets on base. And that's exactly what you want to ask for from a guy that doesn't chase, and that's exactly what I think Colton Ledbetter has been, and he gets a walk right here.
That time he didn't chase. It is yet another walk for Newport and for Colton Ledbetter. Mentioned that he leads the goals in about every offensive category. Yeah, walks is one of those. That is now 23 on the season in the base on balls category, and it is the first base runner of the night.
4.65 on base percentage. Basically, you flip a coin and see if he gets on base.
Well, that's basically been you flip a coin and see if Slade Alford or record a hit. That's what he's been doing over the past 11 games, give or take. a Week 6 NECBL Honor Roll player. One of two for Newport. The other stands on deck in Noah Martinez. Off speed, Buckles offered for strike one. It was a 10-game hitting streak and a 9-game extra base hitting streak for Slate. Fastball's outside that time. It's now 1-1 to the other Mississippi State man. And the Bulldogs head coach, Chris Lemonis, he was in attendance on Wednesday when Slate had the biggest hit of the night. Runner goes as that shot the other way and through for a base hit. Ledbetter got a head start. He'll head to third easily. Runners on the corners. Stay hot Slate. That's now hits in 11 of his past 12 games.
I mean, Slate Alford is on a different planet. I mean, he is fantastic. Any way he can get a hit, just base knock, single, ground up. I mean, any way he can get a hit in the air, on the ground. He knows how to get hits. He's a world-class hitter, and now you have Noah Martinez, arguably one of the hottest bats in the Newport Gulls. I mean, we talked about it, 12 RBIs in the last 2 games. He's been just phenomenal, and his power has been a topic of discussion the whole season, and now it's starting to come together.
The best individual game of any Newport position player belongs to Martinez and the night that he had on Friday against Danbury. Rocks that back to the net. 4 hits, 2 of them for home runs. Also tack on a double that was hit 109 miles per hour off the top of the center field wall.
I mentioned this earlier, but the last 2 times I was here, the storyline was, when is Martinez going to break through? A guy with a lot of power at CCSU with, I want to say, 16 home runs in the spring. And then you come here, had some RBIs, but 3 in the past week. And another guy who, when you talk about being feared at the plate, definitely living up to it right now.
7 RBIs against Danbury, 5 more than next night against the Valley Blue Sox. That was the last game Newport played, a 19-0 victory. That's back up the middle, through for a base hit. Give him another RBI. In the score is Ledbetter, heading to third, Alford. Noah Martinez at it again. He gets the party started. It's 1-0 Gulls.
I mean, the depth in this lineup is funny. Colton Freeman's up next. I mean, another phenomenal hitter from the plate, and it never gets easy with this Gulls lineup. You always have a hitter next that could hit the ball at an elite level, and Noah Martinez, I mean, in the 5-hole, it's just so dangerous. It's so dangerous, and he is so hot right now, and Newport's offense picks up right where it left off against the Blue Sox on Saturday.
No opportunity to let your guard down. Gigliotti has 1 strike to go at one point on Ledbetter. Now the 2-out magic paying off.
It was 2 outs, bases empty, and all it takes is 1. Ledbetter reaches with a walk. Now back-to-back singles from Slate Alford and Noah Martinez. Strike to Freeman. It's 1-1 to, as you mentioned, Caden, another guy not the easiest to get out. 321 hitter. And this is 17th game played with the Gulls. No homers and 5 RBIs. Big swing and a miss. He's got that violent, aggressive swing, really parallel to none on this Gulls team.
Yeah, I mean, it's really powerful, and you see it in batting practice. He's hitting the wall, going over the fence. He hits it all over the ballpark, and, you know, I feel like it's only a matter of time to get a home run because he swings so aggressively.
Had 8 of them with Dartmouth this season. For the Laguna Beach, California native. Spent his summer there last year in California. And now, from one coast to another. And you've heard from him plenty. He was up in the booth with us on Friday, and then ended up hopping in the middle of the game as a pinch runner later in the night. 2-2's upstairs, and Colton's run it full.
Even though Giggs did grab those first 2 quick outs, there hasn't been an at-bat where they didn't put a hard contact on. 2 nice plays by Casella and then Luters, but this Gulls lineup has been squaring it up pretty well.
Payoff pitch to Freeman. That is smoked back up the middle and off the wall. 1 run is in as Slate scores. Martinez behind him. Colton Freeman with a 2 RBI double. And the Gulls are having fun early. It's 3-0.
We talked about how hot this offense was, but I mean, it continues. It continues. You don't think it's going to get better, but then it does. It's the first inning, and the Newport Gulls have another 3-run inning. It's just crazy to think about. I mean, these fans are entertained every single time they come to Cardi's Field because this offense, is going to put on a show.
94 miles per hour off the bat. I think that aggressive swing, it definitely pays off for Colton Freeman. As that one off of the wall in one of the deeper parts of the entire park.
I mean, he was phenomenal against the Valley Blue Sox, too. I mean, he had 4 hits, 2 doubles, and he gets another double here.
Here's Jack Scanlon, the Newport catcher, digging in from the left side. Big cut and a miss for the tall lefty. We've talked plenty about his pull power. While he didn't have the start he wanted to the season offensively, recorded a 3-hit night against North Adams, then comes here and has an RBI single the next night. Another hitter on the Gulls finding their stride. 0-1 to Scanlon. That's tapped the other way, and Jack Penny will end the inning. But not before Newport with a trio on the board. It is 3-0 Gulls, getting the party started early. We head to the top of the second.
Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League. The Newport Gulls broadcast network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and
back for the top half of the second. Newport with an emphatic start to this one. 3 runs in the bottom of the first. 4 batters that reached in a row. RBI hits from 3 different Gulls players. 3 runs, 3 hits. Alford, Martinez, and Freeman. That gets things started as North Shore only able to bring up the minimum to face Chase Renner. As a home plate umpire having a discussion with our dugout, with the Gulls dugout. Looks like a lighthearted one. A lot of laughs being exchanged. James Fonseca, the ump that you saw on your screen, he's calling the balls and strikes. Jason Klump and William Bowers, tonight's field umpires. Connor Birch gets the inning started for North Shore. The first baseman hitting cleanup looks at ball 1.
And for a team batting just below 200 on the year at 199, if you're on 1-2-3, you got to feel a sense of urgency here. They just scored 3 runs. They need an answer, and better sooner than later.
Despite the fact North Shore's beaten Newport twice, it hasn't been with, well, an offensive fireworks show, to put it lightly. It's been because of pitching.
For a Newport team that has put up a gargantuan amount of runs the last 2 times they stepped on a diamond. After that start, there's a sense that these bats are just hot, and you can't answer now and maybe swing the momentum a bit. There's the opportunity for that to continue. Big stage here for Birch.
Runner fires the fastball, but it misses outside. A 5-pitch walk to Connor Birch. That's the first Navs hitter to reach tonight. for a guy in Renner that did not have any issue commanding that zone in the first. 12 strikes, just 3 balls. 15 pitches in, but on 5 pitches, Birch reaches, and now it's Jack Penny, the third baseman, that digs in from the left side. Had to scoot out of the way. That one nearly got him on the foot. On the fastball, 1-0.
Yeah, it's also got to be thinking that this is a guy that isn't a true starter, usually a bullpen pitcher, someone who, if you can maybe frazzle him a little bit here, maybe Frank Holbrook makes the move to his pen. Maybe he leaves him out there, but it's a bit more uncharted as far as what they're going to get on the mound from Renner in these situations if any sort of rally does him out in the second inning.
Penny able to hold up on his swing on the 1-0 pitch, quickly 2-0. Hitting 170, and this is 16th game with North Shore. 2 RBIs to boot for the man out of Notre Dame. Another pitch that misses.
I mean, yeah, you talked about Zach. I mean, hopefully it's just an early sign, just trying to adjust. I mean, he saw his offense put up some runs, but he's only thrown 1 strike so far this inning, so it's definitely a little bit concerning.
That is ball 4. It's a 4-pitch walk to Jack Penny, and back-to-back walks to start the top of the second.
I mean, I think this is exactly what the Navigators want. I mean, you don't get a hit, but you got 2 guys on. You got a guy in scoring position. The Gulls just put up 3 runs, and now you have a massive opportunity to get a guy, as Dugan alluded to, is mostly a bullpen arm.
Did have 8 walks in his first 11 innings of the summer, and has gone to at least 2 innings in each of his 5 appearances, but has not gone 3 innings in any of those appearances. Well, the fuse might be short. There isn't any action in the Newport bullpen as of yet, but it's an opportunity here with a man playing against the Gulls for a first time this summer, Justin Casella.
Casella's been busy out in center field. A nice catch to lead off the game, and then a ball off the wall, resulting in a double. As I said, put one off the wall and left yesterday, just a couple feet from clearing.
Swung around to bunt, and bunts it foul off of the net.
One thing that's really tough in Summer League is bunting. In their typical collegiate season, they're spending long sessions in the batting cage practicing that. Not so much here in Summer Ball, where they do get reps, but a lot less.
And the 0-2. That is just a touch outside from Renner. 87 miles per hour on the fastball, but it's now a 1-2 count. Breaking ball dips down low, 2-2 to the center fielder.
I mean, Renner could really get back into, what he's been doing in the first inning. I mean, obviously the walk last at-bat was not the worst thing in the world. Now you got a double play situation. You could really try to, if you get a strikeout here, the momentum starts to turn with him, but the Navigators have a huge opportunity to execute in this moment.
Flown out into foul territory near the first base side. Martinez has room, racing over. It pops out of his glove. And that was just in foul territory. Looked like the winds brought it close to the dugout, then back near the foul line. At the end of the day, it's going to be another opportunity here. Second life for Casella. Very close to getting back into fair territory. As you see on the replay. Maybe an inch or 2 more to the left. And you could be talking about bases loaded or a run for the Navigators. Instead, now a full count as Casella's worked his way all the way back from 0-2 to now 3-2.
And he gets a second life. Of course, we are debating, is that going to be a hit? But after a foul pop-up, lucky to still have the bat. He's done a good job fighting back in the count, now full.
Payoff pitch. Smoke deep into right. Back is Freeman near the wall. That is off the wall. Casella has extra bases. 1 run in for the Navs. And that'll be all. But in to score is Connor Birch. It's an RBI double for Justin Casella, and the Navs are on the board. It's 3-1.
Casella swinging with some power right now. I think he thought that might have cleared, lost it a little bit in between first and second. He will settle there as now second and third. Big spot for Ty Dooley. Talk about the answer. Looks like Renner's going to see some company now.
How different is this from how the first inning went? Really no problems for Chase Renner. 1-2-3. A fly out to center from Luters that was hit well, but after that, strikeouts to Gustin and Blasik. Instead, this inning, it's been back-to-back walks and then a well-hit double from Casella, kind of off the middle part of that 26-foot high fence that you figure, well, maybe that's a home run in a few other parks in the NECBL.
Definitely hitting off what looked to be that top sign on the fence. Would have tied the game, but if you're Gigliotti right now, you get a little more rest. You get to slow things down in your mind. Almost like in football when defense gets off the field and the offense gives it right back. That's not what's happening here. A chance to reset for Gigliotti, and they can get a couple more runs here. It's a new ball game.
Well, it's already an early substitution. The first pinch hitter here tonight comes in the top of the second inning. Stan DeMartinez digs in, and that first pitch gets away from Scanlon, able to get to it very quickly, and with a little assistance from the Cardinals field backstop to keep Penny over at third base.
That's one of the big adjustments from Frazier to here. Cardines at backstop does aid the catcher a little bit. Scanlon got a great jump on that ball at the same time and tracked it very well, but Penny never really looked like he was coming around.
Penny on third, Casella on second. For DeMartinez, he slots in for Ty Dooley in the 7th spot and watches ball 2. Well, he did not start in this game. He has been a regular for North Shore, and especially so when these two teams have met up. That is popped in the air. Scanlon using all the territory he has, but that is smack off the roof on top of us. A loud thump to boot on the wooden roof we have here at historical Cardines Fields.
Or that backstop might have hurt the Navigators. The pass pitch that time, Scanlon no chance to go after the ball.
Caught on and missed from DeMartinez. It's 2-2. He's now played in all 6 games of this season series. Just 2 for 19. Another man that calls Bryant University home, just as the 2-hitter Jake Gustin does. A native of Boca Raton, Florida. Looking to drive in 1, maybe 2 here for North Shore. That's cut on and missed for strike 3. Big bounce back. Chase Renner out number 1 in the second.
I mean, whatever pitching coach Dan Kosofsky said, I mean, it worked. I mean, he had a massive jam with 2 guys in scoring position with no outs, and he gets a massive strikeout, and I can't help but think about how much that does for his confidence, especially a guy that hasn't gone 3 innings this season.
That was the first North Shore hit of the night, was that Casella double. And now with first base open, runners on second and third, it is Charlie Taylor, the catcher, that digs in. First pitch. Right down Broadway, strike 1.
I mentioned a bit earlier on the pregame, but Taylor, 3 for his last 10 over the last 7 days. Someone who's always been a great defensive player behind the plate, but starting to see the ball very well.
Seeing it real well. That's back into center field for a base hit, and it splits the gap. The Navigators have tied it up with 3 in the third. Play at second. They got him. JKG applies the tag for out number 2 on the 2 RBI long single from Taylor to make it a 3-3 game.
I mean, this outfield has done a phenomenal job, from Freeman getting it in quick to only limit to 1 run. I mean, and then you get Chuck Taylor out at second base. I mean, if it wasn't for the field right now, I mean, you'd be in a tough situation. But what a throw and what a tag by JKG, and now you got 2 outs, and hopefully Renner can get out of it.
Shot foul off the bat of Brady O'Brien, the 9-hitter. How about this response? If you're Bob Macaluso, you got to be pleased. You go down 3-0 and waste no time bringing it back to an even score.
Yeah, it's tough to get thrown at second, but you'll take that any day of the week. Evening up at 3, and not even that, but the offense just starting to see the ball very well and drive it. Talked a bit about how it might take both teams a bit to warm up into this game. The bat's starting to come alive.
North Shore, after going down 1-2-3 in the first, has sent 5 to the plate, and they've brought 3 of them home. Breaking ball dips sharply and just a tad inside to the right fielder, O'Brien. Colby College right fielder. Had a pretty good year this past season. .384 average for the Division III Mules. Just able to get a foul tip and keep this at-bat going at 2-2. A .384 average, a .513 on-base percentage for O'Brien.
Led the Navigators as far as spring averages went.
Flown out, and Martinez will have another shot at this. Right by the first base bag, he makes the catch in fair territory, and that's the side. But the Navigators with a 3-run rally themselves, and we're back where we started. North Shore 3, Newport 3, heading to the bottom of the second on the NECBL Network.
The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information. Zephyr is the official on-field cap of the NECBL. Also known as the Z-Hats, Zephyr is the authentic college hat with a loyal following of those who only wear the Z. Zephyr makes hats for over 800 colleges and channels that same energy.
Back for the home half of the second in what's already been a roller coaster of a night. 3 runs for Newport in the bottom of the first, 3 runs for North Shore in the top of the second. We're back where we started. 3-3 ball game, 8-9-1 for Newport to face Jake Gigliotti. Luke Beckstein looks at ball 1.
Wouldn't expect anything different the way this series has gone so far of the year.
Pitch misses outside. Well, we had talked about a couple of defensive substitutions we were expecting to see with Stan DeMartinez checking into this game. He takes over in right field. Brady O'Brien, who was playing in right field, moves to third, and Jack Penny moves to second base. Not often that you see and have to explain defensive changes, and here we are in only the second inning.
Yeah, not quite sure the reason that Julie was substituted there, but we will find out as time progresses.
Popped in the air, and just behind the Newport dugout, be a souvenir for a fan. Crowd has started to fill out. It was raining really throughout the afternoon from about 4 o'clock to about 6 o'clock, and that really kept fans from entering the main bleacher area here at Cardines. That is smoked off the bat of Beckstein deep into center. Casella's back, and with room, he makes the catch. Almost an identical play to the ball off the bat of Farquhar.
Boy, is he getting familiar with that warning track out in center field. Casella both defensively and offensively on the top half of the inning is really making an impact on this game.
A couple of deep flyouts for Newport. 3 runs on 3 hits for the Gulls. 3 runs on 2 hits for the Navigators. Now it's Ben Rounds. Looks at ball 1. A couple of hard hit outs for Newport, and while talking with Ben before the game, Gulls were able to take batting practice on what was a rainy day here on Monday, but said he liked the way that the ball was popping off his bat. Able to get some good swings in, clear the Cardines Field high fence here. So who knows? Maybe we'll see that first home run in a Newport uniform tonight.
On the other side of things, it's really important for Gigliotti to keep this up and get a clean inning. So 2 quick outs before the Gulls open things up in the first.
That's rocked foul off the bat of Rounds. The Harvard man stays alive. It's a 2-2 count. Milton, Massachusetts, Harvard University, and a .250 average, 13 hits on the season, playing in his 22nd game here in Newport. Going to put a duck on the pond for the top of the order, and Trent Farquhar behind him. And he stays alive. This is the type of game that it was for Newport on Saturday. Ben Rounds did not start the game. Newport scored 19 runs, and so despite not starting the game, he still registered 4 at-bats as a substitution.
I mean, that's the way the Newport Gulls are working right now in terms of the offensive end. I mean, got so many guys that could hit the baseball, so.
Is there a stat for how many times the Gulls went through the order?
Believe it was 7 times.
Okay.
And complete. And many substitutions to boot, as you would expect in a game that it was 12-0 in the 3rd inning. Rounds is called out on strikes on the sharp curveball from Jake Gigliotti. There's out number 2. Mentioned he was a Week 1 NECBL Pitcher of the Week, and while trying to bounce back from what was probably his most forgettable start of the summer. That came in his last appearance against the Mystic Schooners.
And after the start he had in this ball game, we've shown some good improvement, but going to have to keep it up. He definitely has the potential to do so. It's just about consistency now and making good pitches to the top of this order.
Pitch tails outside. A 1-1 record, a 1.78 ERA. And that start against Mystic was the only time all summer that he had allowed more than 1 earned run. And then tonight Newport put 3 on him right away. 2-1 to Farquhar.
I mean, Newport last inning got all their action with 2 outs, so, I mean, it's not over. You got Farquhar top of the order, so obviously Newport can get something out of this. You got 3 runs with 2 outs last inning, so if Farquhar can get on, this is a whole new inning.
A .264 hitter. This is his 29th game with the Gulls. 3 home runs, 15 RBIs for Trent, and is now joined by one of his college teammates, a Michigan State Spartan. And the Gulls welcomed Brian Brecker. It's a catcher for Sparty. Another foul ball, and this lengthy at-bat will continue at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And never an easy out, Farquhar. I mean, last time rocketed into center field, so this guy is not easy to get out, especially at Cardines Field.
Foul tipped off of the mask of Taylor, finding any way, shape, or form to stay alive.
It didn't deflect off his helmet. That caught a good piece. Taylor, a tough guy, but especially given that fastball, not a great feeling.
Another foul ball. What a battle this is.
Yeah, right now Farquhar just a little slow on that swing. He continues to foul it away into that netting. See if maybe Gigliotti can take advantage of that and go off speed here.
Now, this is a battle. You got one of the best starting pitchers in the NECBL against one of the best contact hitters Newport has. And that battle is won by Farquhar. It's another base on balls, the second of the game for the Gulls, and the second inning continues.
Yeah, I mean, it's terrific patience. Second on the team in walks. That's his 20th walk of the season. He's just behind Ledbetter, as you talked about it last inning. But just patience, power, contact that Zach alluded to. Farquhar's got the whole package at the plate.
Another guy that is a pure contact hitter for Newport, Josh Kuroda-Grauer, digs in here with 2 outs. Shoots it the other way. That's into right for a base hit. Farquhar with a big turn. He'll stay at second. JKG, hit number 38 for the Rutgers man. Keeps the inning going.
And all of the offense today for Newport has come with 2 outs. I don't know what is in the water right now, but Gigliotti just needs to bear down and close that door. Easier said than done, especially with Colton Ledbetter digging in.
That's a dangerous man. 43 hits on the season. 10 homers for number 10. He became the first player in the entire NECBL to reach double digits in the home run department. There's a called strike. One of those came on a rocket to dead center on the 4th of July against the North Shore Navigators.
One thing that separates a good hitter from a great hitter is not only the ability to put the bat in the ball, but the patience, which, as you said earlier, he has notching his 23rd walk of the year. When you look at the philosophy from a pitcher, it's scary, even with 2 strikes throwing at him, knowing he could basically take any pitch and drive it to any part of the field.
Team leader in batting average at .368. You'd love a 44th hit on the season with 2 on and 2 out for the Gulls. Breaking ball misses. Taylor's throw down to second, and Luters eats it up and prevents it from going to center. That could have been from bad to worse for the Navigators.
Charlie Taylor's a very aggressive catcher when it comes to throwing down to second. Usually a very accurate arm that time. A good play from Luters, keeping the ball in the infield.
Here's the 2-1 to Ledbetter. Crushed to right. Will it stay fair? Yes, it does. That's in the corner. Farquhar in to score. JKG rounds third. He'll stop there. How about another double for the Week 5 NECBL Player of the Week, Colton Ledbetter. And Newport's back on top.
I mean, that's his 38th RBI of the season in 34 games. That's absurd to me when you think about that. I mean, Colton Ledbetter just smacks that ball into the corner. And Slade Alford's up right now, and another Mississippi State guy, another dangerous guy. We talked about it, 2 outs. The Newport Gulls doing all their damage right now on the Navigators with 2 outs, and it's definitely interesting. I don't know what's happening. I see the manager coming out.
As John Whalen, the pitching coach, is going to talk to Gigliotti. Whole infield now in a bit of a situation as you get ahead with 2 outs, and then the offense just comes alive. Also coinciding with the fact that the last 3 at-bats have come to the top of the lineup. Slade Alford, another dangerous bat, as you said. Gigliotti just has to settle down and get one more big out. Right now this game has the makings to be a barn burner early.
Slate's already got a hit tonight on a single in the first. Newport, its first 2 hitters have gone down to start both of these innings. It has been 2 outs and bases empty. And both times the Gulls have rallied, put all of their offense together with 2 outs. It was 4 straight batters that reached for Newport in the first inning. 3 straight have reached here in the second inning with 2 outs. Alford back up the middle. And fielded by Luters, played a first. What a play by the shortstop. Saving a run. Newport gets 1 on the RBI double from Colton Ledbetter. But the Navs avert further trouble. Gulls are back on top. It is 4-3 as we head to the top of the 3rd here at Cardines Fields.
For the first time in league history, the 2022 New England League All-Star Game is headed to Martha's Vineyard, home of the Sharks. On Sunday, July 24th, join the NECBL's best as they ferry over to the island and enter the Shark Tank in front of scouts from every MLB organization. Visit asg22.necbl.com for more information. And don't forget to make your ferry reservation at steamshipauthority.com. fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule.
Back at Cardines Field, fans have been treated to a good one already. It is Newport 4, North Shore 3. We head to the third. And a new pitcher for the Gulls will take over. It is the Sidewinder, the submarine pitcher out of Virginia Tech, Peter Sakalaris. Gets the ball here, a Gulls specialist arm. He's pitched in 7 games, 6 1/3 innings, and has yet to give up a run. 8 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 2 walks. First pitch is down low to the leadoff man, the top of the order here for North Shore, and Jonathan Luters ahead 1-0.
Dating back to that play I mentioned, only Jonathan Luters could have made 2 Mondays ago in extras. I think that stands for that play up the middle that really saved the Nabs from another big inning from the opposition.
He's got quick feet.
Yeah. Covers a lot of ground for a guy who maybe doesn't have the biggest wingspan, but really gets over and covers a lot of ground.
That's a rocket on the left field line. Fair ball. Rolling into the Newport bullpen, and it'll be a ground rule double. He does it all in the field, at the plate. And the Seton Hall shortstop has a leadoff double for the Navigators in the third.
Navigators had a similar situation yesterday where Ty Dooley actually hit an inside-the-park home run where the ball rolled into, I guess you could say, the dugout, or not, the bullpen area in left field, but was playable, and the left fielder thought it was foul, so Dooley got all 4 bases in. At the time, it was a really big run, cutting it to just 1. Navigators didn't end up winning that one, but always a tricky play for any left fielder.
Second double of the night for these Navigators. Here's Jake Gustin, the DH. Strikeout victim back in the first. Treated to the Sakalaris sidearm pitch outside for ball 2.
I mean, going back to Luters, I mean, this man can do everything. We talked about him. He's like a highlight reel waiting to happen. I mean, that was a sensational play, just in the middle, and then he gets a double on the next.
Oh my! We just had shattered glass as Jake Gustin hit that square off the lights, and everybody could hear it. Glass just came flying down into foul territory. That was loud.
I could say I've never seen that at a baseball game or really any sporting event. Sounded almost like it might be a sound effect from a PA system, a broken windshield, perhaps.
We have the car accident sound effect that gets played on foul balls. That sounds pretty parallel to the former. Gustin shoots it back into center, well hit. Ranging back, Ledbetter with a jump, he can't get it. Luters had to start late, he rounds third, and he'll score a run to tie the game. Back-to-back doubles for North Shore, and once again we're tied up.
Wow. Looked like that might have been a spectacular play from Ledbetter, but just a really well-hit ball from Gustin. He hits for a lot of power, this time just going dead away to center. A big answer tying up this ball game. Both teams, the top of the lineup has accounted for a lot of production so far.
Back facing his old team that he played for in 2019. And it's back-to-back doubles for the North Shore Navigators, now for Nathan Blasik. Still far from out of the woods. You now got to deal with the heart of this order with still nobody out.
Yeah, I mean, it's now tied for the most hits Sackleris has given up in a single outing all season. His first run he's given up all season. It's just, I mean, you go to a guy you seem very reliable to give you, 1 inning, 3 outs of work, but he's still got no outs, and you got a guy in scoring position, and it's a tie ball game.
Had not given up a run in 6 1/3 innings pitched across 7 appearances. Smoked foul by Blasik, and, well, North Shore's done a good job of waiting on pitches. There is the sound effects, not broken glass. You really can get used to that, right? You think it's the same way every time, and then you hear it for real.
You just got to listen to the crowd. They will tell you if it's real or not.
It's almost like the boy who cried wolf.
Exactly.
You hear broken glass sound effect time and time again, and then you hear the real thing, and you don't know what to believe until glass comes crashing down.
Yeah, we got our grounds crew putting in some work right now. Love that. Love the work they do over there.
Fortunately, glass did not hit anybody in the field. That is smoked back up the middle. Make it 3 hits in a row to start the third. Rounding third and scoring is Gustin. And for the first time tonight, the Navigators take the lead.
This is uncharted water for a specialist who, as you said, no runs given up. The first 3 batters, all with a base knock. Navigators charging back, and a guy who usually is very efficient in a small sample size of work per game has not seen this before. Sackleris really in a hole.
And not just 3 hits, 3 well-hit balls. That was 102 miles per hour on the single from the left fielder, Blasik. Here's the cleanup man, Birch. Now, he was swinging to make it a 7-4 ball game, but out ahead of the curveball.
Blasik does have that capability, usually an effortless swing. Someone who, coming up from Pennsylvania, can really drive the ball. That time a little more elusive out as it was low and straight into center field, but leads the team in home runs.
He lives with that slider kind of around 70 to 80 miles per hour. The Navigators have waited on it well here in the top of the third.
Well, they've also seen Sackleris before. Sackleris is not a new face for the Navigators by any means. He pitched last Monday, I believe.
Yeah, 3 times. 3 times against the Navigators.
3 of his 7 outings. As the runner goes, cut on and missed. Good throw from Scanlon. They got him. Strike him out, throw him out. Boy, do the Gulls need that. In the blink of an eye, there's 2 gone in the third.
I mean, I was just going to talk about how tough situation this was, given, you just went to the bullpen. You can't really go to the bullpen here. You kind of forced to have Sackleris get out of this inning, and 2 quick outs, a strikeout, just massive for Sackleris, and then Jack Scanlon just a rocket over to second base and a great tag.
Penny swinging first pitch, drives it out deep to left, rounds his back. Near the wall, he'll have to play it off the wall. It is 3 doubles in the top of the third for the Navigators, and all of a sudden, after a gun down at second base, North Shore replaces it with a runner on second here with 2 gone.
Navs are really seeing Sackleris right now. The bats coming alive contagiously at time. If you look back, Blasik would have been the 6th run for the Navigators if he wasn't thrown out. Big turn of events. Scanlon preventing a run with that arm. Casella, another guy who put one off the fence. So far the Navs just missing the home run power, but driving it to all parts of this field.
3 doubles for North Shore in the top of the third. Tack that on to Casella's double in the top of the second. And the Navigators, faced with some early adversity, it was 3-0 Newport through 1. Now a 5-4 lead. And, well, this is the best North Shore has looked offensively, I think, in this entire season series. He waits on it. It squeaks out of the glove of Scanlon. Moving over to third easily is Penny.
And once they realize that that ball coming out of that side slot does, I guess, give a different look on the mound, if they have it in their mind that the ball is coming in a bit slower and can mentally prepare themselves for that, they'll be able to hit the ball. And that seems like what they have done. I don't know what was said in the dugout on the scouting report on Sackleris, but whatever it was accurate and working.
Just looking for one more out is Sackleris. Already 2 on the board in the third for North Shore. And now a 2-2 count. Just dotting the upper part of the zone at 74 miles per hour. for the second-year Newport Gull. He pitched in 15 games with Newport last season, and he fooled Casella on the slider away. Able to strand a runner at third base, but 2 runs are on the board for the Navigators. It is now a North Shore lead, 5-4 over Newport. In this wild game, we head to the bottom of the third.
The Newport Gulls broadcast network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on YourView New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing.
Back for the home half of the third. What a game we have been in store for. 5-4 North Shore. The Navigators charging in front, taking their first lead of the night with 2 in the top of the third. Here we go to the bottom of the third. Noah Martinez, Colton Freeman, and Jack Scanlon due up for Newport to face the North Shore starter, Jake Gigliotti. RBI single from Martinez got the scoring started in this game. It was a 1-0 Gulls lead. That feels like an eternity ago. Newport scored 3 in the first, thanks to the RBI single from Noah Martinez and the 2 RBI double from Colton Freeman, who stands on deck. Since then, it has been back and forth.
11 hits already, and we're still in the third inning.
Upstairs to Martinez, and now a 2-2 count.
I mean, the Newport Gulls had 18 hits in the past 2 games. I mean, it's a lot of hits on both sides. I mean, the Gulls have scored a run in every inning so far.
Smack the other way. It's a 2-for-2 day for Martinez. Down in the left field corner, and a long turn at first. He'll stay there. Is this guy hot or what?
I mean, no Martinez. 2 or more hits in 3 straight games. I mean, he's been fantastic. He has been so. A lot of people I know were getting concerned, given when is it going to happen, but Noah Martinez has turned a massive corner and named an all-star today. I mean, you see why. You get the ball over the ballpark, and just a fantastic hit you see in the replay.
Well, he said things changed for him after getting that first home run, getting that pressure off of his back. While he might have meant for power, I think it's had an effect on him overall. Not just with getting home runs, but just based off the fact that he had 7 RBIs in Newport's last home game, 5 RBIs the night after, 2 for 2 with another RBI tonight as Colton Freeman looks out a strike. Got the wave going on around Cardines Field. I got to say, this is a first here this season.
Yeah, definitely the first. Fans are getting into it.
Zach, you're a bit late on your wave. Like the 2K lag.
Yeah, exactly. It's fouled back by Freeman. 1-2. Fans are having fun.
This is what summer ball is all about.
Yes. Everyone here had to be patient. We did not start at the time we were expecting. It was a 7:22 start time for a game originally scheduled for 6:35, but still a great turnout at Cardines. That has popped a mile high on the infield. Birch calls off the pitcher Gigliotti and makes the catch. That can be a tough play for communication, but the first baseman Birch did a good job.
And yeah, all day, really every fielder has struggled with those infield flies. If you look at Martinez down the line, and then a couple plays even for the Navigators. Maybe the light's a little confusing for him right now. Good job by Birch with the late adjustment.
Yeah, we'll say, like, the infield is really difficult to read. Against Danbury, there was a lot of drop balls, especially in foul territory. The Westerners were on the wrong side of that several times. But, I mean, it's definitely hard to see, and just it's a great play to get an out right here, especially with the leadoff single with Martinez.
Now it's Jack Scanlon who digs in with one away in the bottom of the third. Scanlon grounded out 5-3 to end the first.
The flow this game is carrying right now. Every out really coveted. Take it how you can get it.
Scanlon drives it deep into left, ranging back Blasik, and with enough room to make the catch. Another well-struck ball in the outfield that finds a North Shore glove.
I mean, you said it before the game, it's coming. Jack Scanlon and his company, he's hitting the ball really hard. The Gulls are 5-0 when he gets a hit, so it's a good sign whenever he gets to see the ball fall in the outfield, but he's hitting that ball hard, and it's a sign of good things to come.
Another man that had a long, hard hit out is Luke Beckstein, who digs in here with 2 away. Cut out and missed on the breaking ball for strike 1. He forced Casella to use all the space he had in center field to make a catch that began the second inning.
Casella not a stranger to doing that tonight either.
Over at first is Martinez with 2 away, and it's quickly 0-2 to the Northeastern man, a battle of Husky teammates with Gigliotti on the bump and Beckstein at the plate. And this is always cool. When you get this in summer ball, 2 guys that know each other, spent the spring with each other, and on a Northeastern team that came so close to winning the CAA championship and advancing to the NCAA tournament. Fell to Hofstra in the final on a walk-off hit by pitch.
Wow. Saw a walk-off pass ball in this matchup once. I actually just was at Northeastern, passing through, but beautiful campus in Boston.
That's not too far from Lynn, Massachusetts, where the Navigators play ball.
In Beantown.
And the 0-2. Cut on and missed strike 3. It is the first 0 on the board for North Shore pitching, restoring a 5-3 lead in this seesaw game. We head to the 4th. Dugan will take you through 4, 5, and 6 when we return.
Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League. The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st.
Well, another call to the bullpen for the Gulls. Tyler Cortland, the righty arm, out of the pen in left field. He's had a beautiful ERA, just a bit above 1 on 6 games of work. Zach, really a force out of the bullpen, and right now you could use some outs.
Yeah, certainly, and he's used to coming in these tight situations. He pitched and ended up getting the win in that crazy 11-inning game here against the Navs on the 4th of July.
As they're just 8 innings of work, 3 wins on the season. Rips down the left field line. Stan DiMartinez will drive one to the wall. He trips over first base and will stay there.
Wow.
Looked like he probably would have had second if he didn't lose that pace. An unfortunate turn of events for DiMartinez, but we'll grab a single out of it.
Yeah, that's a break for Newport. There's no doubt you're looking at what would have been already the 5th double tonight for North Shore, but Gulls catch a major break. That ball was destined for the left field corner, and instead of a runner on second, it's 90 feet less, and Newport really needed that with how these last couple innings have gone.
Looked a lot like that shot that Luters hit into the bullpen. Ground roll double this one. Will not result that way. Charlie Taylor had a single his first go-around and pops one up into the infield. Kuroda Grauer will celebrate it. No! Slade Alford coming over to make the play. Really anyone's ball, but Alford said, why not me?
Yeah, it's a little dangerous. It looked like both of them were going for it, and late, JKG gave way to Slate. You got to look at the replay. Both are kind of converging on it, and that's how a collision can happen, but fortunately, once they got to the point where they were right next to each other, communicated enough for that to be an out.
Usually that would be the shortstop's ball. Not going to hurt the Gulls there as Slade Alford does safely make the play. Charlie Taylor goes down on the infield fly as Brady O'Brien gets the bat. O'Brien popped out to Martinez, another ball that stayed in the infield. Right now, DiMartinez, a guy in first with a lot of speed. We'll see if they get to use it here. O'Brien leaves outside. It's been a disciplined attack for the most part from the Navigators offensively. There was that one Casella strikeout to end the third, but other than that, staying committed to the strike zone. 1-1 O'Brien chops one to short. 6-3, that's a double play. Kuroda Grauer ends the inning. A big turn of events here as DiMartinez stays at 1, then 3 quick outs. A nice inning from Tyler Cortland as he hands things back to his bats in the bottom of the 4th inning.
The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information. Zephyr is the official on-field cap of the NECBL. Also known as the Z-Hats, Zephyr is the authentic college hat with a loyal following of those who only wear the Z. Zephyr makes hats for over 800 colleges and channels that same energy and creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere.
Well, after the defense pays off for the Newport Gulls, they will turn it over to the bottom of their lineup. Ben Rounds will kick things off. 9-1-2, Dua. Big hack from Rounds as Gigliotti, you said at the break, has really done a good job of settling in after that unfortunate first inning for the starter. Saw 7 batters, but since then, a lot more efficient on the mound.
Yeah, this is what workhorses do. There's going to be some adversity that comes along the way, especially for a team that scored 35 runs in 2 games. So the fact that he was able to handle that, I think, speaks volumes and has found his stride, and North Shore's picked him up and found a way to take the lead since then.
And the majority of that offense coming from the top 2/3 of the lineup. He is about to see them in both Trent Farquhar and JKG guaranteed an at-bat here in the 4th. This is a bit outside, evening the count at 2-2. A big at-bat, really. When you look at Rounds, got him looking in the 2nd inning. 2-2, cut on and missed. Gigliotti gets Rounds to go around for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 4th. Top of the lineup will get a stab.
Yeah, I mean, Rounds is the Gulls of the Navigators played a lot this year, but that was Rounds' only 3rd at bat against the Navigators this season. He only played 1 game against them, so he's still trying to get used to it. But you know, once he gets a hit, I feel like he's such a solid contact hitter, and once he gets that momentum, get that confidence up. You saw him and talked to him in BP, so I feel like it's going to come around for him. The Gulls are 9-1 when he gets a hit, so hopefully he do that here today.
Well, Trent Farquhar is a guy who's swinging with a lot of confidence, especially here at Cardinals Field. Zach, I know you've talked a lot in the past about just that home-away split. Scary hitter here at Cardinals Field, as he'll pull back a bunt attempt, looking to drag one down as Gigliotti is a bit low.
Yeah, a guy who's hitting north of 400 here at home, all 3 of his home runs.
1-1 misses outside.
And Newport as a whole, I think it's looked like a different team, hitting .291 at home coming into tonight. That's why it was so encouraging to see the Gulls go on the road and put up their most runs in a game all season, 19-0 win.
2-2 slider misses just inside of the black. That will load it up at 3-2. Farquhar. Gigliotti gets a line shot that is fair down the line, kicking off the scoreboard. Farquhar takes a big round around first base before settling in. He camps out at first for a single off a rocket.
Well, the breaks even out, don't they? Newport gets away with what should have been a double for DeMartinez in the top of the inning, and I think North Shore got away with what in most ballparks is going to be a double for Farquhar here in the bottom of the 4th, especially with his speed. But, I mean, there it goes from foul territory to 0 foul territory with the scoreboard in the warehouse.
And if that warehouse doesn't deflect that ball, it gets into the corner. It's a tough throw for DeMartinez. This ball shot for 6-3. The double play is made, taking a card out of the Gulls book. They get one back. A beautiful play from Jack Penny as Gigliotti has an unconventional 1-2-3 inning. We will send it to the 5th and see you there.
Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League. The Newport Gulls broadcast network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The Chase.
We head to the 5th inning, top of the lineup due up for the Navigators. 1, 2, 3, starting with Jonathan Luters, who in his last at-bat smoked one into the dugout for a ground rule double. 1 for 2 on his day, but swinging a hot bat coming off a bit of rest.
Batter is shortstop number 10, Jonathan Luters.
Tyler Cortland, the third arm of the day for the Gulls, as Luters lines one to JKG, the throw to first in time. JKG with a sure-handed play. One of the best gloves in this lineup.
And Newport's just got such a really such a fantastic middle infield, and Kuroda Grauer and Beckstein, and pretty good contact there by Luters on one hop.
Tough guy to get out too. You see a reason why he is the fan vote for this team. I mean, he's pure like excitement when he gets on the field, especially in the field and at bat. I mean, the man knows how to get it, but JKG, he's just so smooth and very versatile in the field.
Jake Gustin will dig in now, another guy who ripped a double in the third. This one smoked high into right field. Back is Freeman making... No, he will watch this ball go over. A big home run off the bat of Jake Gustin, high and far into the night sky.
That thing was a mile in the air. What a shot by Jake Gustin.
Zach, I'm not sure if that ball came down yet.
Yeah.
welcome back to Cardines Field. I mean, that was a mile in the air, and it's hard to tell. You know, there's trees out there. There's a 26-foot fence, but yeah, he got all of it.
Another big run as the Navs jump ahead 6-4. Nathan Blasek will leave a ball in the dirt, but the top of this lineup picks up where it left off in the third. Some hard hit balls, that one leaving the yard for Gustin. Nathan Blasek will see a strike on the inner half. He did have an RBI single in that big third inning for North Shore. 1-1 now to Blasek. A guy who has never worn batting gloves this summer.
That's a bold strategy.
It is, and especially in a wooden bat league. Big hack as when he does put the bat on the ball, packs a punch. We saw it with that 102 exit velocity right up the middle. Struck out looking in the first as well. This one cracked down the line. Will it stay fair? No. That ball is high, it is far, but it is a bit too left as it just heads over the bullpen. Count stays at 2-2. The patience paying off. We see on our TrackMan that ball had 106 miles per hour steaming off the bat.
Yeah, they're seeing the ball so well tonight, are the Navigators. I've been really impressed.
3-2, got him. Corton goes to the curveball at a great time, catching Nathan Blasek off guard for a big out number 2.
Yeah, what a brilliant pitch. Why throw him a fastball when it's been clear that if he gets something fast, he can square it up fast? I think that was a great decision by Cortland, and just painting that inside part of the plate to the lefty, one that him and the Gulls really needed.
Yeah, and that off speed he had been laying off the whole at bat. A great choice there from Cortland, who looks to bounce back from the Gustin bomb. Connor Birch awaits his third at bat here, seeing a ball to kick it off. Walk and a strikeout so far. 1-0 as Cortland settles in a bit here. As you said, pitching by committee is the strategy for the Gulls today. They have a deep bullpen who we will see more of as the night goes on.
Yeah, Newport did it last Monday, but the results were very different. It was one run that North Shore was able to get on the board. This is, like I said before, the most impressive they've looked in the season series.
Right now it feels like that pitch from Cortland when he goes off speed has been his best pitch at the moment. Finds Birch way out ahead of strike number 2. The 2-2 cracked to JKG on the run. He fires to first for out number 3, but not before Jake Gustin hits a solo bomb to right field. The ball lost in the night sky as it adds another run on for the Navigators. 6-4 ball game headed into the bottom of the 5th here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason.
Well, 6-4 ball game here as the lights are bright. Colton Ledbetter has been the man, the myth, the legend so far. A double along with a walk, yet to make an out. He will crack one to Jack Penny for a routine out number 1. Don't see that too often from Colton Ledbetter, but as you said, just flip the coin.
Yeah, exactly. And even when it's an outs again, it never seems like a routine one. Cracked off the bat at 101 miles per hour from Colton. But you take it any way you can get it if it's an out on Ledbetter for the Navigators.
We'll grab one there. Slate Alford grabs the bat. 1 for 2 with the single. He scored in the first. Second run of the game at the time. Alford leaves a bit high in the zone. Coming into today with a .340 batting average, as I don't think that cracked its bat.
That certainly sounded loud, but Slate certainly doesn't think it cracked it. He'll planning on use that bat for the rest of this AB.
The AB now at 1-1. 7-game home hitting streak. He fouls one off into the netting.
Right, you mentioned that .340 average. On the 4th of July, I believe it was the 4th of July when his average was sitting at .246. Since then, we've seen a tear like very few players have gone on across the NECBL.
He'll leave the slider high in the zone. Bit too upstairs there for Alford. So sees the ball pretty well. 2-2 is ripped to short. Looters with plenty of time will throw over. 2 up, 2 down. As Gigliotti looks to face the dangerous Noah Martinez. 2 for 2 on his day.
I love the decision here by Bob Macaluso to roll with your starter. There was some early adversity. Since the first inning, this has been a 6-1 Navigators advantage. And Jake Gigliotti has I just think really settled in. He's been given the confidence by his offense, and he's been hitting his spots.
And for an ace, especially when you don't have your A game, a lot of people, both scouts and coaches, will look to see how they deal with that adversity. As you mentioned, Gigliotti has really turned the corner, at least so far. Does need another big out against Snow Martinez here, but impressive stuff since. Oh, 2 now to Martinez. We saw him last time around. Didn't use power, but really just sent his bat out on a pitch right on the corner and popped one over O'Brien's head at third. This one will be low and inside as his patience pays off. Gigliotti kicks, strike 3. He sets Noah Martinez down, looking to go 1, 2, 3, really feeling himself. Navs hold on to that 6-4 lead as we transition to the 6th inning here at Cardinals Field.
All right, fans, it's time for the next contest of the night, the Race to Bases, brought to you by Chris Electric.
Zephyr is the official on-field cap of the NECBL. Also known as the Z-Hats, Zephyr is the authentic college hat with a loyal following of those who only wear the Z. Zephyr makes hats for over 800 colleges and channels that same energy and creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere. Make sure you pick up your Newport Gulls official on-field cap today.
The law firm of Halloran Sage is proud to partner with the Newport Gulls for a season-long and, dare I say, epic battle for the Halloran Sage Cup. The Newport Gulls, the Mystic Schooners, the Bristol Blues, the Danbury Westerners, and the Valley Blue Sox are all in contention for the title. Halloran Sage is proud to support the NECBL teams and the Aquidneck Island community. We wish the players a successful, competitive, healthy, enjoyable season. And to the fans, enjoy the game. Play ball.
The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason. Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule.
Well, another new arm here for Newport is coming in the form of Baylor Bear Cole Stasio. Hasn't given up a run in his last 2 outings, 4 innings throughout that span. Last one coming against North Shore, where he went 3 strong to start off the day.
Yeah, it talked about how Newport's kind of trying to mirror that by committee game they put together last Monday against North Shore, and it was Stasio that got that night off started on the right foot.
Stasio looks to maybe get it right back. Here's Jack Penny, who lined one off the fence out in left field, opposite field for the lefty.
He's been one of the more relied upon arms in this Newport bullpen, not just because of the 6 appearances, but because you can expect length, multiple innings when he's come out of the bullpen.
And right now that's exactly what they need. So
yes.
Makes a lot of sense why they might go to Stasio here.
4 innings against Martha's Vineyard, 3 innings, 3 different times, one of those in that start against the Navigators.
Penny will take one just inside for a strike.
I mean, the Navigators the past 2 innings have gotten to 2 guys that the Gulls have relied upon to be really prolific in the bullpen. They've been very solid. They haven't given up many runs. I mean, that was Cortland's 3rd hit that he's allowed all season was the home run, and now you bring in another guy that the Navigators are familiar with in Cole Stasio. So, I mean, I feel like that could help a little bit as well. So all these pitchers the Navigators have faced before. So, you have that scouting report already. You have faced them.
As you mentioned, they have broken through on a couple guys, a couple familiar faces. 2-2, Penny ropes one. This is past Beckstein into right field for a single, just getting under the glove out at second base.
Played just over 5 innings. Navigators already have 9 hits. I mean, they are squaring the ball up regardless of who's in this ball game for Newport, and it's been a collective effort. We're really impressed given the fact that North Shore played 2 games yesterday. They scored 5 runs combined. Today, they've got 6 runs through 5 innings and 9 hits.
That's the hardest thing to do in baseball, is just turning the page and keeping a short-term memory. Really impressive right now for the Navigators as Justin Casella, who has been important for them today, a double in the 2nd inning, gets his 3rd at-bat.
That's the beauty of summer ball. You have a day you don't like, you get swept in the doubleheader, come back, play the next day.
Exactly. Casella will take a big hack. Scanlon lost it for a second, but regains it under him.
I think this is where Cole Stasio is his best. I mean, with guys on, he has a 1-3 whip on the season, so a lot of guys get on base when he's on the mound, but he doesn't, last 2 innings, he hasn't broken. So the Navigators have got to him. He had 3 hits and a walk last time against him, but the Stasio hasn't been broken. So he definitely plays a little bit better with guys on base.
Casella goes around. He will run down to first, the drop third, strike. Both Navigators are safe as that advances Jack Penny to second. And Justin Casella is walking off.
Well, I believe as it would have been a close play at first because that gets away from Scanlon, but because first base was not open, I believe because of that rule, Casella cannot even make the attempt to go down and try to get a base, but the Navigators still get an added 90 feet out of it.
Almost works as a sacrifice bunt, maybe. With 1 out, Jack Penny advances to second base, has some wheels in, already scored today. Stan DeMartinez, who, as we mentioned, did not get the start. He has taken every at-bat, as duly got an inning out at second base, and then Stan DeMartinez filling in. Had a single, which probably should have been a double. He lost his footing around first base. DeMartinez goes around, and I think the issue the Navigators have faced is the off speed has really been tricking them the last 2 innings, both with Casella, even Birch, and Blasik. That has been the one pitch that the Gulls have been able to go to. And they go right back to it for strike number 3. Just like that, out number 2, as Charlie Taylor will get a chance. Runner in scoring position, but maybe settling a little bit is Cole Stasio.
Yeah, Stasio, 16 strikeouts. This is 17th. I mean, he's 16 innings pitched as a strikeout guy. Had 4 strikeouts last time against the Navigators. I feel like that's another confidence, and I keep saying, I mean, he's good when guys are on base, and he gets guys on, but he knows how to execute when they are on base.
Fires the fastball a touch inside, brushing back on Charlie Taylor. Taylor 1 for 2 with a single. 1-0 is upstairs, a throw down to second. He just missed Penny. A beautiful throw from Jack Scanlon, and the tag applied by Beckstein. We'll take a look at this replay, but
oh man, great job by our camera crew. That was as close as possible. How often do you see a throw down attempt from home to second in the middle of an at-bat work almost as well as that one did.
I think the only other person who's used to that is Charlie Taylor, who's holding the bat right now. He's had 2 on the season, successful.
But, I mean, that throw was just pitch perfect, right into the chest, as good as you'd want from Scanlon.
A laser right where it had to be. 2-0 to Chuck Taylor as the breaking ball fools him. Brady O'Brien standing on deck, unsure if he will get a chance here with 2 outs. Taylor, the volunteer, looks on at 2-1. And I don't want to sound too repetitive here, but that seems to be the one pitch that the Navigators just can't hit.
If I'm the Gulls, I'm going right back to it. Find a way to go to that curveball, breaking ball, changeup, whatever it is, to avoid the fastball, because that's been what the Navigators have been squaring up.
2-2, and he goes right back to it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. As Stasio walks off triumphantly. They hold on stranding. Jack Penny at second base. We'll see what Newport can do in the bottom half of the 6th inning.
The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason. Zephyr is the official on-field cap of the NECBL. Also known as the Z-Hats, Zephyr is the authentic college hat with a loyal following of those who only wear the Z. Zephyr makes hats for over 800 colleges and channels that same energy and creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere. Make sure you pick up your Newport Gulls official on-field.
Well, earlier we questioned if Gigliotti was going to make it to 5. Now pitching here in the bottom of the 6th inning, he'll be facing 6'7", Colton Freeman getting the bat to kick things off for the Gulls. He'll take a changeup outside. And we are underway here in the bottom of the 6th. Had a double in the first. Swung with an infield fly to Birch at first base. Two-0 from Gigliotti. He locates it low and outside. Nice pitch. That slider looks a lot like what Stasio was going to in the 6th. Colton Freeman, you can see just the way he walked off after that foul ball. Maybe feeling like he might have missed a pitch. The fastball up in the zone is definitely in his wheelhouse.
I think that's the pitch he's looking for. Just with that swing that he has, that aggressive swing.
2-2, he'll fight another pitch off the inside of his bat. Just over the stands and onto the street. Of course, no one will be chasing that down as it is into live traffic.
Yeah, Freeman's almost on this pitch. I mean, he's almost there. I mean, it looks like it's about time he's going to get some good contact.
2-2 right down the line into left field. This could be trouble as he is headed to. The throw is in time. No, they're going to say safe. An emphatic safe at second base as he slides in head first to grab the bag.
Wow, that was a real close play at second base, but just gets a good pitch to hit, smacks it down the line. This game has just been full of doubles, and it's back-to-back games with 2 doubles for Colton Freeman. This guy's been hot. And just a bang play at second. Give a lot of credit to that dive swim attempt by Freeman because that throw was there in time.
Beautiful piece of base running from the leadoff batter in this inning. Jack Scanlon is 0 for 2. The bottom of this lineup, 7-8-9, is 0 for 6 on the day, but really a big chance for them here as Scanlon tees one up into the net. Gigliotti, you got to take advantage of what has been working for you today. He's done a good job mixing up his pitches, but when he gets to this area, these are where he needs to get outs because Trent Farquhar and the rest of that top of the lineup has been hitting him pretty well. 0-1. A weird play as I guess we're going to call that a foul ball. Our view a bit obstructed, but I see they're going to say that deflected off maybe the knob of his bat.
Well, how often, of course, you see a lot in baseball where you'll check your swing and then it'll go and be hit. But how often is it when you check your swing that minimally? That swing barely came around.
I'm not sure that qualified as a check swing.
No, not at all. If he does that without contact, they probably say he held up.
Yeah. Well, 0-2, another foul ball. He has been tracking the ball pretty well even when he's not swinging in this at-bat. 3 foul balls and still behind 0-2.
Big spot for Jack Scanlon. Looking to send his hitting streak to 5 games. But, I mean, this is a massive spot. You got to respond at some point. Got to get to Gigliotti. Still down by 2 runs. Really haven't done much in the offensive end since that first inning. So still looking for that spark, and Scanlon could provide it right here.
Freeman on second. This ball is fouled. Another close call. We've seen a couple shots down the line. This one just inches right of the bag. Connor Birch made a good effort, but wasn't able to track it down. So Scanlon has stayed on Gigliotti in this at-bat. 0-2 payoff pitch, strike 3. Gets Scanlon high and away. The fastball up and in.
That's huge. After really a lengthy at-bat, Scanlon fouling pitch after pitch after pitch off. Go with a little elevation and get him to chase something that might have been tailing a little bit outside. That is a huge response for a guy that's really laboring. He is now over the 100 pitch mark.
Gigliotti earning his keep so far, especially as this ball game progresses. Now 1 out with Freeman on second base. 1-0 to Jack Beckstein, who shoots one into right field. Trouble for DeMartinez. It gets down off the wall. He is headed to. Freeman will come in to score as he shrinks the margin to 6-5. Trailing by just 1. What a shot off the bat of Jack Beckstein. The double into right.
How about Luke Beckstein? What a play. And it is just 1 through 9 for Newport getting it done. You got to be real pleased if you're Frank Holbrook. At the bottom part of this order, it's been everyone. Freeman with 2 doubles. Beckstein with just an enormous hit. You need a spark to try to get to the starting pitcher. He's been in a groove. You need someone to finally knock that door down because, quite frankly, it just hasn't happened since that first inning. It's just been 1 run, and now they finally force the hand of Macaluso.
Well, Macaluso, as you said, will go to his bullpen. That is the day after 5 1/3 pitched from Jake Gigliotti didn't have his best game, but really fought deep into the contest. We will look for a number in this huddle as Charlie Taylor talks things over. An interesting day for Gigliotti, who will be accountable for Beckstein on second, depending how that does manifest. It is Nate Espelin, the southpaw, taking over, a guy who really is important here in the middle innings, someone who is capable of going 2, even maybe 3 innings into the contest, depending how he's throwing. The Dayton Flyer will take over. We'll let him warm up and take a quick step aside.
The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on YourView New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentage.
Well, Espelin is all set for his warm-up. Still facing a tall task at hand as Ben Rounds digs in.
Yeah, Gulls are going to go to the bench here as well and bring in Brian Brecker, who we touched upon earlier in the game. One of the 3 Newport catchers.
Brecker got the start last time out, last Monday night. He'll be taking on Espelin with a 3.85 ERA on the summer. This being his 14th game, so someone Matt Glusa really feels comfortable with. 23 1/3 innings pitched on the year.
These are 2 of the best North Shore arms that Newport is experiencing tonight. Gigliotti throwing 107 pitches.
Ripped into left field. If this ball stays fair, it is trouble. It is fair. That will tie up the ball game 6-6 as off the bench, Brian Brecker comes in with a huge RBI double, knotting things up at 6 apiece.
How about that? Welcome to the Gulls, Brian Brecker, his first extra base hit in a Newport uniform. He's coming out as Spencer Smith will come in and pinch run, but he did his job. That ball was smacked, and it just stayed fair. Brian Brecker, I mean, this spark from the bottom part of the order has just paid such dividends. You get doubles from your 8 and 9 spots in the lineup.
Hitting 1 through 9. This one to second. Penny making the throw for out number 2. At the same time, we will see Spencer Smith move up to third base, now just 90 feet away from taking the lead.
I mean, just like that, the Newport Gulls tied the game to massive doubles. Luke Beckstein, and then, I mean, Brian Brecker just comes off the bench. I mean, he's just a massive spark plug. That's what the Newport Gulls needed, and that's what they got in this inning. Could not get to Gigliotti. And then his teammate, Luke Beckstein, actually did. So then now you get that momentum, and the Gulls, they're back in it. Never count out the Newport Gulls. That's something that I think a lot of teams in the NECBL have learned.
After a quick 4-3 ground out from Farquhar, we see JKG fall behind 0-2. Kuroda Grauer 1 for 3 on his day as he chops one to stay alive into the dugouts. Not only a force with the bat in his hand, but has made a couple nice plays at short. 2 double plays to show for it as he looks to drive in a very important run. 0-2, he gets him. The off-speed paying off as Espelin gets out of it, but not before the Newport Gulls notch 2 runs back to tie things up at 6. We have got a ball game headed into the final third of this ball game. We throw things back to Zach on the call. Don't go far.
For the first time in league history, the 2022 New England League All-Star Game is headed to Martha's Vineyard, home of the Sharks. On Sunday, July 24th, join the NECBL's best as they ferry over to the island and enter the Shark Tank in front of scouts from every MLB organization. Visit asg22.necbl.com for more information. And don't forget to make your ferry reservation at steamshipauthority.com. Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14...
So glad you can be with us for what's turned into another classic between these Coastal Division foes. We're back where we started. It is 6-6, heading to the 7th. Zach Letson, Dugan Lloyd, Keaton Sharpens here with you. Cole Stasio is back on the mound for the Gulls, and he faces 9-1-2 here for North Shore. First pitch to Brady O'Brien. Swing and a drive into right, and a jumping play at the wall. It is caught. Colton Freeman, are you kidding me? He's fired up, and he just made a web gem in right field.
I mean, what a play by Colton Freeman. You see the personality. You see the enthusiasm from him. That's a massive play. Just think about the amount of doubles we've had in this game. That could quite possibly be a double, and look at that athletic play into the vines.
Oh, you got to love the reaction. How about that play? And a tie game in the 7th inning.
Look back at that one later.
Right. You never know what plays are going to end up making the difference. Top of the order in Jonathan Luters, who squares around to bunt, and, well, he's done that more than once against Newport. That was how North Shore got its first hit in that game when it faced Dominic Parachi. Pitch is outside. It's now a 2-0 count. And Freeman, I believe this is his first game in right field all summer. A typical left fielder for Newport. How about that to start the inning?
It's definitely an adjustment too, because you have like less room with the the warehouse, and then it's kind of like cut off with the fence over there. So you got to try to adjust whether left field kind of got an open space except for the bullpen.
There's ball 4 to Luters on 4 pitches. The shortstop reaches for a second time tonight. And the Navs with the go-ahead man on base.
Luters a good job staying patient, taking it pitch by pitch. Every base counts the same. That's a dangerous guy to put on the bases if you're the Gulls. Luters is very quick and can take advantage of any opportunity.
It's just the 4th walk of the night. Scanlon with a quick throw to first, and it's not in time. Jake Gustin at the dish, the former Newport Gull. What a homecoming this has been for him. A home run in the 4th. Also smacked a double. Well struck to center field in the 3rd. He squares around a bunt and pulls back on the pitch upstairs. Now 2-1. 2 for 3 day. After just 11 hits throughout the season, a 180 average coming into tonight's action. Popped him up, kind of in a no-man's land in left field. Racing in is the new left fielder, Spencer Smith, and he has enough room to make the catch. Smith came in as a pinch runner for Brian Brecker in the 9th spot. playing the guitar as he records out number 2.
The left fielder, number 16, Nathan.
Right now the Gulls riding a bit of a wave of momentum. If the Navs aren't able to answer, the door is open for them to take the lead. Nathan Blasik, very valuable bat for the Navs. We'll say otherwise as he's got Looters on first.
First pitch misses down low to Blasik. Gulls have not led since taking a 4-3 lead in the second inning. Navigators responded a half inning later with a pair of runs to take their first lead. In this seesaw back and forth game, promising to be another fantastic one between these two teams. We've seen a walk-off win for both teams in this season series. Maybe a third is in store.
The way this game has gone, I wouldn't be surprised.
Blasik could not hold up his swing on that pitch up and away. Well, still 3 innings to play before we get to that territory. But it has been within arm's reach for both of these teams tonight. Neither side getting an edge. Slapped foul. Do the 1-2 again to Blasik.
I mean, you come to expect that from these two teams we talked about. I mean, a little bit of call and response. I mean, the Navigators, I feel like, will eventually respond, but they've gotten to almost basically every single pitcher that the Gulls have put out there. They just haven't really got D'Estasio, only got 1 hit on him, but, you know, he does get guys on base with Looters on first with 2 outs, hopefully, and to see if the Navigators can execute.
Now a 2-2 count to Blasik. North Shore has found a way to score on every pitcher that has come in for Newport. Chase Renner started the game, went 2 innings, gave up 2 hits and 3 earned runs. Peter Sakalaris gave up 2 earned runs. Then Tyler Cortland gave up 1 himself. That breaking ball buckles Blasik. Strike 3 calls. In the blink of an eye, the inning is over. Cole Stasio, 2 scoreless in the books, keeping it a 6-6 score. Time to stretch here at Cardines Fields.
Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League.
The kids are having fun on a fantastic night for baseball here at Cardines Field. They've been treated to a treat. 6-6 score. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Colton Ledbetter gets it started for Newport and looks at strike 1. North Shore sticking with, well, the first reliever Bob Macaluso's had to call this evening, Nate Espelin. Pitched the final 2/3 of that bottom half of the 6th, while Newport tied the game on the double from Brian Brecker. That run was not charged to the lefty. In for a strike, it's 1-2 to Ledbetter.
That's a pattern that Bob Macaluso all year has really followed with Nate Espelin. He trusts the Dayton Flyer to carry him late into this ball game. He's going to have to go through a murderer's row right here with Colton Ledbetter leading off.
Now in 2-2 counts to number 10, Week 5 NECBL Player of the Week, 10 home runs, 37 RBIs. On the ground to first and picked by Birch. He'll take it to the bag himself, one away.
Nice routine out the last 2 times around. Colton Ledbetter grounding out to the right side of that infield. Routine play for Birch, and just like that, they get he who shall not be named out to lead off the inning.
Now it's Slade Alford, 1 for 3 day for the Mississippi State man. Won a Week 6 honor roll spot after really a week to remember. 10 hits over the 6-game slate Newport had last week. That's a bullet to center. And that baby's on a one-way ticket out of here. An absolute missile. And the Gulls are on top. It's 7-6 in the 7th.
I mean, one Bulldog to the other. Slade Alford from another power hitter to Slade Alford out of nowhere with an absolute line drive home run. 416 feet. I mean, I don't know. That ball may still be going. But unbelievable stuff from the Newport Gulls taking the lead.
Might be the farthest home run I've seen all year. Justin Casella in center field. He just turned around and watched it. No shot as that ball is into the trees. Won't be seeing that.
My goodness. I mean, that was into the middle of the trees above the center field fence. That is one of the best hitters in the NECBL at work. Here's another man that made the NECBL Week 6 honor roll in Noah Martinez.
Especially with their 3 voted-in All-Stars hitting back-to-back-to-back. Really a tough start to the inning for Espelon to face.
13 RBIs for Noah Martinez over the last 3 games. That includes one that got the scoring started here tonight. All the way back in the first. It's been a lot that has happened since. 20 hits combined between the teams. Another foul ball from the Central Connecticut State first baseman. Noah led the Blue Devils in that category, in the home run category. 15 of them. Also led the entire Northeast Conference in that category. Tried holding up his swing. He did not. That's strike 3. Fooled on the breaking ball from Espelon, who bounces back for the second out of the inning.
That's all he can do. The home run hurts. You lose the lead, but it's just 1 run. Still a neck-and-neck race, and the worst thing you can do is dwell on it. Espelon getting a good bounce back and needs another crucial out here with Colton Freeman digging in.
What a night Freeman has had, a pair of doubles. Swinging at the first pitch and right back where it came from. Espelon will flip to first to end the inning. What an inning it was. 6 to now 7. Newport is in front after the blast from Slade Alford. We head to the 8th in a fantastic game here at Cardines Fields.
Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League. The Newport Gulls broadcast network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on YourView New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, And subscribe on youtube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with
Head to the 8th. Gulls are back on top for the first time since early on in this one. 7-6 Newport on the solo home run from Slade Alford. Cole Stasio, he's back out for a 3rd inning of work. And North Shore's yet to get to him. 2 shutout innings. 1 hit allowed, 4 strikeouts, and a walk. Faces the heart of this order. It is 4, 5, and 6, and Connor Birch to get things started.
Connor Birch scored the inaugural run for the Navigators, but still looking for that first hit out of the cleanup spot. Cole Stasio has been tough to hit.
Tough indeed. That's 3 pitches. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. That's one way to start the 8th.
I mean, that's his most strikeouts in a single game so far this season. Is his 5th. He's been phenomenal from the mound. He's really limited the ability of the Navigators to kind of get momentum. He had some guys on, but he's been able to execute with them on.
Here's Jack Penny, the Notre Dame third baseman, looks at ball 1.
The one guy who has not been out so far today. A walk, a single, and a double.
One of 2 Navigators that can say he has a multi-hit day. Like you said, not been retired. 2 for 2. Also reached on a walk, scored a run. How about that breaking ball? Now a 1-2 count. Stasio working quickly and has firm control of that command. And the 1-2. Down in the dirt. And the count even to Penny. Picked up his 9th and 10th hits of the season. Batting average that's gone up 34 points over the course of tonight.
Not a bad jump for Penny. He's been tracking the ball well.
Did he hold up his swing? No, he did not. Cole Stasio, that man is on fire. It's another punch out. He's now got 6 through 2 2/3.
Frank Holbrook has found a pitcher who will stick. An arm that has provided valuable innings. And I don't see the end right now.
Here's Justin Casella looking to avoid a 1-2-3 inning for these Navs. North Shore all of a sudden down to its final 4 outs. And quickly strike 2.
He's working fast. He's efficient. He's getting strikes. He's getting guys to swing and miss. It's the whole package right now.
Rocked into the right center gap, running over Freeman, and it gets all the way to the wall. Casella turning for second, and he'll be in there standing with his 2nd double of the night.
Just what the doctor ordered with 2 strikes. Justin Casella's electric bat stays hot. His 2nd double of the night. That ball just missed. If Freeman is able to pick that off before it gets to the wall, might be able to keep him at 1, but just a really fast piece of contact. 103 off the bat from Justin Casella. Typically, you see most of these shots around the 90s.
Right.
Today, it just seems like 106 is the custom.
Both teams are bringing the heat. It is not one team exclusive.
If you can't take the heat, get out the kitchen.
It is Stan DeMartinez who looks at ball 1 just below the zone on the 88-mile-per-hour fastball. Navs have the tying run at second base. And one of their veterans at the plate, someone who's nearly an everyday player, and DeMartinez. Now a 1-1 count.
When you talk about guys who have really come into their own recently, his batting average was below 100, and he has taken it just short of 200 in the last 2 weeks. Made a couple changes, but really fixed what was wrong earlier in the season and is a consistent bat in this lineup that I think they have a lot of faith in, especially in a big spot like this.
15 hits despite a 189 average. 3 RBIs. A fourth on a base hit would tie this game. And now 3-1 to the Bryant man.
And now being ahead in this count, if you're D. Martinez, you got to shrink that zone of what you're willing to swing at. If it's in your wheelhouse, good, but if not, make Stasio earn it.
That's down low, ball 4. D. Martinez holds up on that breaking pitch. How about that patient approach at the plate? The tying and go-ahead runs are on base for the Navigators.
I mean, 2 terrific pitches. That first pitch of the at-bat was a fantastic spot, and also was that last pitch that drew the walk. He's hitting the spots. It's just the guys are being patient, and the Navigators are finding ways to get guys on, but this is very familiar for Cole Stasio to pitch with guys on.
It is up to Charlie Taylor here with 2 away. Greeted with a first pitch strike. Catcher from Tennessee, working on a 1-for-3 day. Cut on and miss. That gets away from Scanlon all the way to the backstop. Both runners move up 90 feet. And how big is that?
Looked like it just caught a piece of the plate and popped straight up.
That's like a brutal carom in front of Scanlon, who tried putting his body on in front of it, and it hopped right over him.
Not much he can do about that. Now, at a 1-1 count, any base hit or anything funky would score 1, maybe 2 runs.
Couple of fast guys on the base paths. Casella now at third. D. Martinez now at second.
Speed kills.
Single could give the Navigators the lead. Cut on and miss. The inning is over. Cole Stasio works around trouble. 3 innings in the books. No runs on the board. That's how you do it, baby. It is 7-6 Newport. We head to the bottom of the 8th.
NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League. The Newport Gulls broadcast network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long.
To the bottom of the 8th we go, and another classic between Newport and North Shore. Glad you can be with us. Zach Letson, Jugan Lloyd, Caden Sharpens here on the NECBL network. 7, 8, and 9 for the Gulls, beginning with Jack Scanlon to face Nate Spellin. He is back out for another inning. 1 2/3 on the books for the lefty. Scanlon with a drive and a right. That'll get down and find grass. Be a long single. Now he's trying to turn it into 2. Fielded by O'Brien. The throw is over the head of the second baseman. How about a two-bagger to get things started in the 8th for Jack?
I mean, as Michael Bublé's walk-up song said, he's feeling good. He is feeling good. Him and Cole Stasio are feeling good. And it's just a terrific, terrific hit. You know the power. He's a tall man. He's really strong. You see him in BP. That's just an unbelievable hit. And now you get that momentum back. And huge, huge. It has to be massive for this team, this morale with Stasio getting that punch out at the end of the inning. And now you got a guy in scoring position for, another guy that Bexton with a clutch hit last time up.
It was his hit that really helped Newport get back into the ball game. 6-4 game. He comes up. One of 3 doubles in that 6th inning coming from Bechstein. Brian Brecker followed it with one that tied the ball game. And that is how you get W's at the end of the day. It is a 1-run game, and the contributions that Newport's gotten, not just from the heart of its lineup, but the bottom of its lineup. That's what's gotten it done. And now 3-0 the count to the second baseman.
As you mentioned earlier, just these close games that the Gulls have been playing all year and winning at the same time, it makes you so much better in these moments. You're used to it. Looking for some insurance, you've seen a thing or two.
That's upstairs, ball 4 on 4 pitches to Bechstein. This is the start Newport was looking for in the 8th. The first 2 batters reach. And now getting his first plate appearance of the night, it'll be Spencer Smith. But he'll have to wait. Mound visit here for the Navigators to talk things over.
John Whalen needs to round up his troops here. They really can't afford to give up anything to the Gulls. Only down by 1 at the moment, but with no outs and 2 on, this could get ugly if they don't perform the way they need to. Spencer Smith and then the top of this lineup, Trent Farquhar and JKG eagerly waiting.
Have to go through Smith first at the bottom part of this order. And a guy that hitting the leadoff spot for the first time all season against the Westerners. And as the first batter in the bottom of the first, nearly left the yard. It's a double high off of the wall, off of the O'Brien's pub sign in center field.
Good way to establish yourself.
Yes, it is. And here, he'll endure a lefty-lefty matchup. Scanlon on second, Bechstein on first. Squares around to bunt, fastball's up high, throw down to second. They got him! Oh, Charlie Taylor. What a throw. And it's interesting how baseball works. He gets Scanlon out at second base for the first down in the 8th.
Well, I warned you earlier, he likes to throw down to second. That is the 3rd time all year he has done that successfully on a shortened summer for Taylor. Maybe the best arm I've seen all year across the NECBL.
And that completely changes the complexion of the inning. Instead of 2 on with no outs, now a runner on first with 1 down, and the Navigators now just need a ground ball to end the inning and avoid the top of the Newport order. 1-1 coming to Smith. Fouled back now, a 1-2 count. That's got to do numbers confidence-wise as a pitcher. When you get a play like that from your battery mate, when things maybe aren't going your way, when Newport has the starts of the inning it's wanted, and then your team picks you up.
Exactly. I mean, Espelon can't let his guard down, but with no runners in scoring position technically, there's a huge get, especially being the lead runner.
Check back over on first. Bechstein's back in time.
Almost works as like a, not a reset button, but maybe a redo button on one of those runners. Picks up 1 out, and as you said, a well-placed ground ball could get him out.
Now the question becomes, does Newport look to send Bechstein? It gets hard and tricky with a left-handed pitcher. Smith checking in the 9 spot that was originally held by Ben Rounds. 1 down here in the bottom of the 8th. Another check over on Bechstein, and I think Espelon might be thinking on a similar path to what I've been saying.
Why not just pick them both off?
Right. On the inside part of the plate, strike 3 called. They get the out at second. Now you get the out at the plate. And just like that, there's 2 away.
Not only a well-placed, but a well-timed slider from Spellin, who gets him to turn away. That is out number 2. He had been sitting on that straight line fastball. Goes off speed with some braking over the plate.
Farquhar smacks it into right on a line to O'Brien, and that ends the inning. Well, despite some hard contact, despite Newport putting a threat on the board, the Navs escape trouble. Goals by 1 with 3 outs to get for a victory.
Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League. The Newport Gulls broadcast network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason.
Just 3 outs. That's all Newport needs for its 23rd victory of the season. But it is a 1-run ball game. What a game it has been here at Cardines Field. Goal 7, Navigators 6, and 9-1-2 for the Navigators. That is Bob Macaluso's team's final hope. Brady O'Brien digs in from the right side to get it started. And looks at ball 1 from a new Gulls pitcher, Cole Stasio's day in the books. A fantastic one with 3 shutout innings. He gives way to the Wright State righty in Garrett Simpson out of Mount Washington, Kentucky. In for a strike, it's 1-1. And, well, this is someone who last time he was out was against these very same North Shore Navigators. 4 innings in the books in that outing. And the only run that scored was an inherited runner in extras. In for a strike on the fastball. Gulls dugout and crowd egging him on. It's 1-2.
Simpson also hasn't pitched in 2 weeks, so he's had some rest. The old rest versus rush debate weighs in here. Looks good so far.
Cut on and missed, strike 3. That is filth. And that's out number 1.
I mean, that's exactly what you got to do. Start that inning with the strikeout. That, it's a game of runs, a game of momentum. I mean, the Garrett Simpson just got, as you said, he's got a lot of time off, but this is a massive turnaround. Batters are batting a 154 against him this season, so they're not really getting much contact, getting on base. But, I mean, his 9th strikeout of the year, and, I feel like this is the guy that I kind of wanted on the mound, and this is exactly who I want to close the game for the Newport Gulls right now.
He is the lone Newport arm that has yet to give up an earned run this season. Looters Deep into left. Back is Smith. He leaps, and he makes the catch. Oh, what a web gem in center. Out number 2 in the 9th.
I mean, not the emotion that Freeman showed, but on the replay, what a play by Spencer Smith. I mean, not a typical outfielder, a guy that typically plays shortstop, but just a phenomenal leaping grab. And now, I mean, imagine if that dropped. Imagine if that dropped.
These corner outfielders are putting on a show on the warning track late in this game.
The former Newport Gull, Jake Gustin, is the final hope for North Shore. Both teams have been squaring it up well. And Newport up by the slimmest of margins, looking for an 11th straight home victory. That is ball 2. On what's turned into a windy night here at Cardines Fields. A later start time, pushed back nearly an hour. Goals an out away. And now ball 3 to Gustin. In danger of putting the tying run on base.
Gustin with the solo shot earlier. Can't be looking for it right now. Needs to stay patient ahead 3-0.
On deck is the only guy that's got a home run against Newport all season in this season series in Blasik. Ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Gustin. He is aboard yet again for a 3rd time tonight. And North Shore with life here in the 9th.
Yeah, first walk of the season for Garrett Simpson. It's not something he's typically done this season. So, I mean, he hasn't really dealt with much adversity. Just 3 hits against the Navigators in 4 innings last time out. But another guy the Navigators have seen, every single pitcher the North Shore Navigators have seen this season. So, I mean, it's definitely familiarity. How are you going to, pitch against these guys? But the Navigators have seen Garrett Simpson so far this season, so they've seen every pitcher, and maybe that plays into how they kind of go about this last out that they have.
Just 1 out to get. Blasik looking to keep the ball game alive for the Navigators. Pitch just misses low and away. It is 1-1 to the left fielder. Mentioned that home run that he had at Cardines Field, the lone blast until Gustin tonight that North Shore has in this season series. 1-1. On the ground to first. Martinez takes it himself, and the Gulls win it. Another classic between the Gulls and the Navigators is complete. Newport 7. North Shore 6. Goals fly together. Ask anybody in the Newport bullpen.
Is that a Mighty Ducks reference?
Hey, you never know.
Well, the Gulls have taken that saying by storm. And they had to use all of their will, and it took the efforts of everyone to pick up a come-from-behind 7-6 victory in yet another one-run game between these two teams.
Well, it takes a village. What a showing back and forth. This is why you watch baseball. Really just a great game from start to finish. No dull spots from innings 1 through 9. Can't say enough about the fight from Newport. I mean, they got the best game out of the Navigators, leaving it all in the field. A couple hard hit balls down the line. If you go back to that Luter shot with 1 out in the 9th, that ball looked like trouble off the barrel. And if that lands on the fence, you never know where that game takes you. A close game after they out-hit the Navigators 12-10. Last time around, they won without doing that, but not the case today.
Oh, it did take a village. It took 5 pitchers to get it done for Newport. Gulls fell in a 6-4 hole, entering the bottom of the 7th. But it was another character-building win and night for Newport. Slade Alford with the home run, that was the difference, and just another fantastic game for the Gulls here at Cardines.
I mean, these games at Cardines are classics. I mean, I feel like the games that you'll remember I think these fans will remember when they come back to Cardines the next time. They'll be like, I was here when Newport Gulls did this. And, I mean, this team is resilient. We've talked about it. We've talked about the character. We've talked about the identity. I mean, you never count out this team. I said it on the broadcast. Doesn't matter how many runs they're down by. It doesn't matter really the situation in the game. The Newport Gulls know how to fight through adversity, and they showed that again today. And I mean, obviously, the last two games have been, pretty convincing wins, and coming back, winning a close game, that is definitely just telling how good this team is, the ability to win games in different ways, and that's just the culture of the Newport Gulls. And moving on to tomorrow noon start against the Mystic Schooners, so you got a quick turnaround.
It'll be an early one at Dodd Stadium. Grab some coffee, come down. It's about an hour drive from here, but I mean, just kind of closing the book on what was a wild game, Dugan. Gulls take a 3-0 lead. Navs jump out and score 5 runs in 2 innings, go up 5-4. This is a game that really could have gone either way, and it's fitting that happens in a game that, this season series that's what it's been all about.
It is not disappointed. Not one game, as you mentioned, into the 8th inning. There's not been a margin of, or a team that has trailed by more than a run all year between these two teams. Today, I mean, only 2 pitchers for the Navigators. Different approach than Newport, who really used the whole committee, the entire bullpen coming in clutch, especially when you look at a guy like Cole Stasio. But Jake Gigliotti, who for the Navigators didn't have his best stuff, did a good job fighting in it, keeping them in, and then getting some help from his offense. You got to applaud that, and especially when you are at the top of a division, you got to expect to get every team's best shot. The Navigators did that today. They left it all out there, and an encouraging game, but at the same time, no loss is really too encouraging. Something to build off of if you are Bob Macaluso's squad, but it will take some time. They will get another road test tomorrow, and then home on Wednesday as they take on Keene for the first time all season. A big action-packed week before the All-Star break, and they're going to get their money's worth down the stretch.
Gulls move to 23-11, surpassing their win total from last season. Here tonight, North Shore, the Navigators fall to 8-26. Well, Dugan, we will see you one more time. Hopefully it'll be a game as good as this one. Next Wednesday, Gulls fly together night. It is the second to last home game for Newport, but it's been a pleasure, as it always is, to have you up here in the booth.
Looking forward to it, and I want to see you do that donut eating contest.
We're working out some things, but the hope is on intern day that we'll be down there on the field doing the Maz donut eating contest. Well, that will do it for Dugan and myself on another fantastic night. But our coverage continues up here in the booth with Caden Sharpens here. But for Dugan and myself, Gulls winning it 7-6. Caden, take it away.
Yeah, thank you so much, Zach. It's been another thriller here at Cardines Field. Another game that I think, as I said, a lot of fans will remember. A lot of people will come back to Cardines. Another just North Shore Navigators always give teams, especially the Newport Gulls, their best shot. Their record, I feel like, is a little bit deceiving. This team is significantly better than what it says on paper, but, it's tough. I mean, Gigliotti came on and pitched a pretty solid game, even though the Newport Gulls got to him in the first inning. And the resiliency, the Newport Gulls down by 2 runs, and just the ability to just kind of rebound and score just every single time. It's not an easy win from, Luke Beckstein to getting a double in the bottom of the 6th inning to Brian Brecker coming off the bench to get a double. This team is just – it's not just one guy. It's not just 2 guys. It is an entire group of players just kind of going for one goal, and that is that 7th NECBL title, their first since 2014, and they're on their way. They are on their way. They're almost there. I mean, it's a really long playoff road, a long regular season. They still got plenty of games left, especially an early game tomorrow at Dodd Stadium in Norwich, Connecticut against the Mystic Schooners, and then you're back here. You're back here against the team that's right behind you in the division standings, the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. You extended Newport Gulls, extending their lead to 2 games in the division. They're up on the Mystic Schooners by 3 games, 2 games over the Sharks. So, sitting at 23-11. got a doubleheader on Wednesday against the Sharks, which could really change a bunch of things when it comes to the division. They win another division game, so it's another thing they execute. But, a bunch of your games at the end of the season are against division opponents, except for just one of them isn't, against the best team in the NECBL right now, the Vermont Mountaineers, who set a record of 28-6. So you're really getting everyone's best. It's never easy in this league. Summer baseball, you always got, quick turnarounds, up and downs, momentum, runs. It's everything you got, and you got a whole squad of the Newport Gulls that is, vying for one goal. They have one thing that every single player on this team is looking at right now, and they're ignoring the outside noise. They're doing the things that you need to do, the little things that you need to do to win ball games. And timely hitting from Slade Alford's home run, that was 416 feet. That might still be going. I'm not totally sure. I could, check on that, but it still might be orbiting out somewhere. But just a terrific timely hit from Slade Alford, who has been, he was recognized as the starting designated hitter for the Southern Division in the NECBL All-Star game. The Newport Gulls have two other starters in Colton Ledbetter and Noah Martinez at first base. But, Slade Alford was fantastic. I mean, it's, you got Slade Alford with 2 hits, Noah Martinez with 2 hits, Colton Freeman with 2 hits and 2 RBIs. And then you got Cole Stasio coming in with a fantastic outing. 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 7 Ks, his season high for an outing. He was fantastic. It's really been his MO of, his whip has been high. He's been, guys have been getting on base when he's, been on the mound. But he's been able to execute. He's able to overcome adversity just like this team. But you see it, and the Newport Gulls have executed again. And, you see a lot of web gem plays, whether it's Colton Freeman, whether it's Spencer Smith. It's this entire squad just coming together. As I said, they're going for that. They're vying for that one goal. They have this thing in their mind that they want to do. This coaching staff knows the mission. They have a mission in their head, and they're executing in a 5-game win streak right now for the Newport Gulls. They're rolling right now. It's been a heck of a season for this team. A heck of a season. You got ups and downs and twists and turns and players leaving, and you got late arrivals, but it's been everybody coming together at the right time. And July baseball is exactly when you need to play your best, and that is when the Newport Gulls have been playing their best baseball right now in the middle of July. And when you're facing a majority of your divisional opponents, that's when you need to execute, and that's when you need to win ball games, and that's exactly what they're doing right now. And, we'll see tomorrow. It's an early start time, how that's going to affect the mentality, how that's going to affect, people, the players mentally, the coaching staff, how they, prepare for the game and, that sort of thing. But got to get up early. Got to, as Zach said, you got to get some coffee in you and get a good breakfast, maybe some nice breakfast sandwiches. I'm thinking like an English muffin maybe with some egg and bacon maybe. I don't know. Just what's on my mind. But yeah, you got to get up early. You got to be able to win that ball game. The Schooners have been, obviously they only lost 1 game to Mystics so far this season, but that was at Dodd Stadium. So it's a new ballpark that Mystics playing in this season, and they're another divisional opponent that's above 500, 1 of 3 in the Coastal Division. It's just a loaded division that right now looks like it's going to have 3 playoff teams, and a win gets them closer to that bye in the NECBL playoffs. The Bristol Blues game against the Valley Blue Sox at Muzzy Field in Connecticut got canceled or postponed today, so that will be postponed to a later date. Just checking the Blue Sox Twitter account. It's moved to another date, and now the Gulls are the only team, and the Navigators, the only teams to play today in the NECBL. Every other game was postponed to a later date. So, obviously, Cardines Field, it's not the most adept to rain, but, look at that. We get a nice ball game in. Did get a little bit of an hour delay, but, it was definitely worth it. I think the fans will think it was worth it. I think everyone will think it was worth it, but it was a heck of a ball game. And one that I think everyone here is going to think about, this game defines what the Newport Gulls, the 2022 Newport Gulls are all about. They're all about just overcoming things that, adversity. They're overcoming, some things that they may not go their way every single time, but they're able to rebound. They're able to find ways to put together rallies they're always together. They're always, their personalities mesh so well, especially in the dugout. You see it firsthand in BP and after the game, before the game. But this team, I feel like, has meshed so well, so quickly, and I think that is the key for the Gulls in the Newport, basically pitching staff and offense. But this is the 5th straight game they've had double-digit hits. This offense is firing all cylinders. Hopefully they can keep that going against the Schooners tomorrow. But I think the thing that the Newport Gulls they can't look ahead every single game. They have to look one game at a time. It's one game. You got the Schooners next, and then you got the Martha's Vineyard Sharks in that first game. You can't be looking to the next game. You have to be looking one by one, and that doubleheader is massive. Obviously, the game on June 27th got canceled, so now you're moving it to a doubleheader. And in summer baseball, you're playing a bunch of games at the end of the season in a small period of time, and that's what the Newport Gulls are doing. And it's such a tight race in the Coastal Division. It's the tightest race in the NECBL. The Mountaineers have a 12.5 game lead in their division. The Bristol Blues have a 10-game lead in their division. The Gulls just have a slim 2-game lead, and it just shows the depth of this division. This Coastal Division is phenomenal this season. There's so much talent, really, really good pitching, just phenomenal offensive power, and you see it on display from this offense. And the Navigators played fantastic with 10 hits today as well. But I am going to throw it down to Zach Letson. That is it from me in the booth. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll be back on Wednesday here at Cardines Field. But until then, Zach will be down there with Cole Stasio, player of the game. Signing off right now from Cardines Field.
All right, Zach Letson with tonight's player of the game, Cole Stasio, after just another thriller here in Newport. Gulls get it done 7-6 over North Shore. And Cole, in a by-committee game on the mounds, you were fantastic. 3 innings out of the bullpen, 7 strikeouts, and maybe the biggest one of the night coming with runners on 2nd and 3rd in the 8th inning. In those pressure situations, what's going through your mind?
Not a lot, honestly. Just take a deep breath, step off the mound, look around, know what pitch was coming, just just take it one pitch at a time.
Well, I mentioned the command working for you. 7 strikeouts in just 3 innings. That's impressive for a North Shore team that was seeing the ball pretty well, putting up 6 runs. Gulls had to come from behind. What do you think was working for you to make it happen in those 3 innings?
Yeah, those guys definitely seeing the ball well. My slider was definitely the pitch tonight. It was pretty easy when the guys are working behind you. Colton with that catch in right center was pretty unreal. So that pumped me up after that one. So, it was just filling it up and letting the guys do the work behind me.
Well, you mentioned the catch in center. Gulls with really an excellent night defensively. Then the bats obviously had a great night. How great does it feel to know that, you're putting the work and you're getting scoreless innings, and then the offense is right there to pick you up and add even more runs?
That's just the team. These guys swing it well. We play well on the field. Everybody's just kind of got each other's backs, picks each other up. So it's fun to play. It's not very stressful when you know your team's behind you.
Well, I got to ask, grandparents, parents, all the family in attendance tonight for you, Cole. How special is it to show up and show out for them in front of your family?
It's pretty cool. Yeah, that's all I can really say. It's pretty awesome that they came all the way and came to watch me.
Plenty of words of encouragement from the dugout as the Gulls pick up another win here at home. An early start for Newport. High noon out at Dodd Stadium. How do you continue this stretch? Gulls are playing some real good baseball now 5 in a row. How do you continue it?
Gulls are hot. That's all I can say. We swing it. We're good. Everybody's going to pick each other up. We got each other. So just continue with the heat.
Gulls are hot. It's a 23rd win on the season for Newport, and that is tonight's player of the game out of Baylor, Cole Stasio. Cole, thanks for the time.
Thank you very much.
All right, Newport gets it done, and as mentioned, they'll be out at Dodd Stadium tomorrow for a matchup at noon with the Mystic Schooners. Back here for 2 games at 3 o'clock and at 6:35 Wednesday against the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. Well, for Caden Sharpens here, Dugan Lloyd in the booth, Tom Lima pressing all the buttons downstairs. I'm Zach Letson signing off. after another classic here at Cardings Field. Gulls win it over the Navigators, 7-6.